Thank you, Gage. And yes, it is sure to be a great game, and it is a beautiful day. It seems like we've said that a lot this year, but it is a wonderful day for high school football on a Wednesday afternoon. Not a normal thing that you have on Texas high school football, but this is 2020, so nothing's normal this year. And but it's a beautiful, 75-degree day, just a slight breeze. And one of the things that could be a factor in this game is where the sun is right in the middle of the field on the south end. So punts and kickoffs and even high passes, folks looking up into that sky really risk losing the ball in the sun. So we'll see if that's a factor. But this is an important game, not only for the Hippos, for both teams. Basically, it's a playoff game for the Hutto Hippos and the Westwood Warriors, as each team, if they lose to whichever team loses today, is out of the playoff contention, and whichever one wins still has a shot. In fact, the Hippos control their own destiny. If they win today and then win on the random Monday night football game next Monday against Cedar Ridge, then the Hippos are in the playoffs. If they lose either one of them, they're out. Westwood, likewise, if they win today and then we're able to upset Round Rock next week, then they would get in. So a lot of, and then Cedar Ridge.
We would have to beat Cedar Ridge.
That's right. We would have to beat Cedar Ridge. But anyway, lots of implications today and for playoff purposes. But this has been a very strange one. And, we talked to Brad, and one of the things we talked to him was just about the uniqueness of this game and the getting to play and really the coming back from the postponement last Friday night. Let's hear what he had to say. Well, Brad had a lot more to say than what he froze up. He froze up right there. One of the things he talked about was just the uniqueness of this year and the challenges of kind of playing through COVID. And, of course, last Friday night, the Hippos, out of just being cautious, had their game postponed against Cedar Ridge and moved that one. They weren't sure how that was all going to work out, but they took the cautious approach, postponed that game, and then did all the necessary testings that came back the right way, and here we are. And this one is this is a makeup of a makeup. So the Hippos and Westwood were scheduled to play earlier in the year, and Westwood actually had to postpone for contact tracing purposes. They had rescheduled it for what should have been next week or this Friday.
Should have been this
That's
Friday.
Right, this Friday after Thanksgiving. But with the making up of the Cedar Ridge game for next Monday, they moved this one back to Wednesday. So anyway, it's a jumbled mess, and there's lots of schools this year in Texas high school football that have played at odd times, had games postponed. The PA announcer for Westwood was telling us before the game that Westwood actually will have played, after today, they will have played every day of the week this year except for Sundays and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
They've played 5 different days.
It's amazing.
Yeah, pretty crazy. We're going to pause just a moment for the national anthem not performed by the Westwood band because they're not here. Well, I think that was probably a recording of the Westwood choir. Didn't see him anywhere, but be hard to gather folks for a Wednesday before Thanksgiving with about 3 days' notice to do that. Well, Ryan, I think the key for this ball game, the Westwood Warriors come into this game pretty prolific offensively, average about 370 yards a game. They do a lot of it through the passing game, 238 yards a game passing from their quarterback, R.J. Martinez, and then they mix in a little bit of rushing as well. But they put points on the board. They also give up points. So I think today the real key is going to be the Hippo defense being able to shut down this Westwood offense, because Westwood, they've been able to give up points. The Hippos offense has struggled certainly at times. But if the Hippos defensively can stop the Warriors and give their offense some good possessions, then I think the Hippos have a really good shot at coming out with the win and moving on to a game Monday night that would be for that final playoff spot.
Well, and kind of like always, it just is going to rely on the pass rush. You know, if we can get pressure on R.J. Martinez and force him to get that ball out quick, maybe get him a little bit uncomfortable in the pocket, I think that's going to go a long way towards giving our defensive backs just enough time to get the coverage. They've done a pretty good job so far this year. You know, we talked about early on in the year them going to more of a man coverage, and that being somewhat new and maybe a little bit out-athleted on the outside, outsized. But they've done a really good job, Jose Pena and Anthony Martinez, of shutting guys down. And
they're going to have to do that, and they're going to have to not get beat deep as the Warriors – 4 different games this year, they've had pass plays go for over 90 yards. So Hippos have been susceptible to that. So we'll see. But the Hippos should get it on offense to start with. Watch for trickery. Brad said don't ever put it past Westwood coach Woods to try an onside kick or something early on, but instead the kick goes out of bounds. Nice catch on the sidelines by a Westwood coach. So the Hippos going to have great field position after a errant kick goes out of bounds.
Should have it at about the 40-yard line.
Didn't have to worry about that sun factor either, as the Warriors are kicking into that, or with the sun at their back.
Kind of surprising, too. I'm sure as we elected to receive, obviously Westwood got the choice of which direction they wanted to go, and doesn't look like there's a lot of wind out there, and didn't feel like it early on. I'm surprised that they didn't factor that sun into the equation. Obviously going that direction, receivers looking back at the ball, that could be a big deal.
Hippos have had success already this year here at Kelly Reeve Stadium in Round Rock. They beat Stony Point on a Saturday afternoon, so they had success at this stadium, and they had success in the daytime. And we've actually talked jokingly about the Hippos, how much better they played that afternoon game at catching the ball.
I was going to say, it sure helped them catch the ball.
They'll get a good test today to see if that's still the factor. Grayson Doggett at the quarterback for the Hippos. Puts a man in motion out of the backfield and up at the 35, 40-yard line. 45 near midfield is number 1, L.J. Martin for the Hippos. So a nice first play, swinging it to L.J. Martin out of the backfield. And Hippos pick up 10 yards, first down, to get this one underway.
And again, just trying to integrate him more and more into this offense, this being his 3rd game back now since he was cleared by UIL. And just getting him involved in different ways is going to be a big key today.
Kyron Miller sets up in the backfield with Doggett. Doggett rolling to his left, looking to throw. He's got a man open at the 45, little stutter step, and then moving it across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. In Hippo territory was number 9, Sean Davis. Good to see Sean back after being absent a couple of weeks. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Hippos moving and trying to go quick. Handoff goes to Kyron Miller at the 40. Bounces it outside across the 35, still pushing forward to the 33-yard line. So a good start offensively for the Hippos here as they're moving fast. They seem to have a tempo.
Yeah, good rhythm early on, and good to see Kyron lowering that shoulder.
2 receivers left, 2 right for the Hippos. Handoff good. No, Doggett's going to keep it to his right. Scrambling, has the 30-yard line where he slides down. Going to be close to the first down. They're going to say he started his slide back at the 32, so they're going to be short by about 2 yards of the first down. 3rd down, 2 yards needed.
Kind of an extended triple option there. It was had the read with the running back and then the option to potentially throw it and swing it out to a wide receiver sitting out there in Carson Forrest, but didn't really find much room and slid for no gain.
3rd down and 2. Miller sets up on the right side of Doggett. Probably figure that this is 2-down territory right here. Quick pass, right side of Carson Forrest. Breaks a tackle at the 30, cuts it outside to the 25, 20, and Russell down. Ball's on the ground. He got it stripped away, and the Warriors might have come up with it. Well,
I believe they did.
It's one of those things. The Hippos, you can't have those mistakes here early on, especially on a drive that was going
Hutto's
so
gonna keep this
nicely.
ball.
Hippos say they have it, and they do.
Wow, that's
Boy,
fortunate.
Tell you what, number 52, Giovanni Ugarte, comes up with it for the Hippos, and yeah, very fortunate.
It was a well-designed play there, and Carson Forrest had some running room, and then it looked like number 22, Drew Goodall, came in and chopped at that thing from behind, and you got to be cautious of that when you're running free, is that defender coming in from behind.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line, and Warrior into the field. Handoff goes to Miller, and he's brought down. Ankle tackle before he can turn it upfield. Actually lost a yard back to the 22. Looked like he kind of bobbled that handoff too, so kind of messed up his timing. 2nd down and 11 yards needed for the Hippos at the 22-yard line. Just underway here at Kelly Reeve Stadium. Fakes a handoff. Oh, and Doggett's arm is hit as he goes to throw. Well, play action, faked the handoff to Kyron Miller, tried to find Sean Davis out in the left flat, but his arm was hit right as he threw it, and it goes as incomplete.
Had that defensive end right in his face as soon as he pulled that back, and boy, fortunate that was called incompletion.
Yeah.
That was close.
Well, and fortunate for Westwood too, because I think they had that play set up really well over on that left side.
Yeah, it looked like L.J. Martin was swinging out, and he had a block set up out there by Sean Davis.
So 3rd down and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. Oh, a little miscommunication. Doggett, and there's a ball that's going to be, should have been intercepted. Badly underthrown by Grayson in the end zone. He found, was that Sean?
It was
LJ. L.J. Martin, kind of in the back of the end zone, cutting across, but Grayson way underthrew it, and Westwood had a chance to pick that one off.
A little bit of
incomplete.
A little bit of a tweener there. He had Sean Davis shallow, and then he had L.J. up wide, and kind of overthrew Sean, underthrew L.J. It all started with the miscommunication with Kyron Miller in the backfield. He was trying to fake left, and Grayson was trying to fake right.
Evan Gutierrez will attempt a 38-yard field goal. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it's going to be short. He just mishit that one. So what started as an incredibly promising drive for the Hippos, they had it down they had it 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line, and Westwood into the field after a nice drive, and they went nowhere on the next 3 plays, and then the Evan Gutierrez kick falls short. And like I said, he must have mishit that because Evan,
it didn't
obviously
look like
that's well within his range.
For sure. No, that whole that drive stalled when Carson Forrest fumbled that ball, and even though we did recover it, it was essentially we didn't recover it because they've got the ball right where we fumbled it, and
Hippos again. It was nice plays getting down to that point, and then on 1st down, Kyron Miller was tripped up, and then you had the deflected pass, and then the short pass by Grayson. So yeah, it just kind of went bad.
Well, if we can stay ahead of the chains, that seems to be the key for us on offense. It seems like when we fall behind the chains on 1st, 2nd, 3rd and long, it's we do struggle.
So R.J. Martinez, the quarterback for Westwood, his first pass, he's got a man wide open. Midfield 45. There's one of those big plays that they just tend to make over and over again.
I was expecting them to swing it out to the left. They had 2 receivers and only 1 quarterback here, or 1 cornerback for us, and we never adjusted, but they didn't see that and weren't able to swing it out there. Big play.
That was to
way.
number 90. Number 90 is actually not one that's on my roster. They might have changed jersey numbers. Martinez rolling to his left, heavy pressure coming from behind him. There's a ball, nice play by the Hippos. Going up to try to make the catch was number 10, Robbie Jang, and number 3, Joseph Teagle, put a whop on him. Ball falls incomplete. Well, that's what the Hippos have to do.
And a good job there by Joseph to play the ball and not to go for the big hit that you see get called targeting so often now.
That's what the Hippos have to do. They've got to put a lot of hits on these receivers for Westwood. Also got to get pressure on R.J. Martinez. Handoff up the middle, a little bit of running room to number 4, Nate Anderson. Pushes it across the 40 down to the 39-yard line.
The gain is about 4.5. 2nd down, Westwood.
The announcer said 2nd down. I think it should be 3rd.
It should be 3rd down.
On the stop.
So 3rd down and about 5 yards needed. So big opportunity for the Hippo defense to get a stop right here against R.J. Martinez and company. 3 receivers left side, single receiver right. 1 man in the backfield. That's Anderson. Snap back, quick throw right side, and just led his receiver a little too much. Diving attempt by number 3, Zach Pryor.
Tried a quick little 5-yard out route, and he had the receiver open, but that's a tough ball to put. I mean, you figure he's sitting in the middle of the field. That's a 30-yard pass, and you've got to get that thing out there quick and in the right spot where it doesn't get picked off.
So the Warriors will go for this 4th down at the Hippo 38-yard line. And no, I think they'll go for it, actually. I think they kind of trust their offense. He's got 2 receivers wide right, single receiver, or wide left, single receiver right. Martinez has lots of time. Now he's scrambling to his left, still looking, being chased, and he's going to just throw it out of bounds. So a great job by the Hippo defense to stop the Westwood Warriors after that one big play, and they'll turn it over on downs, and the Hippos will take over at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, great coverage there. He was looking for Julian DeBerry in the middle of the field, and we had him all covered up, and by the time he looked to his second, third progressions, we had already flushed him out of the pocket, which, we had talked about that being a big key early on is getting him uncomfortable and getting that pressure out quick before he's able to sit back there and kind of pick us apart.
So Hippos will take over 1st and 10 at their 38-yard line. Split 3 receivers right side, single receiver left. Doggett going to straight keeper to his left side, and he's brought down for a loss. Tackled by number 95.
Yeah, I was waiting for some blocks to set up. It looked like Grayson was waiting for number 54, Jackson Mercer, to pull around and get out and ahead of him, and he was not able to do that.
Tackle was actually 85, Sam Doris. His 8 got wrinkled up into a 9. 2nd down and 14 for the Hippos. So all of a sudden their offense is sputtering. Kyron Miller moves it across the 40 to the 41. Going to mark him at the 42. Still going to be about 6 yards short. 3rd down, 6 needed for the Hippos.
It's so interesting playing another burnt orange team, especially when we're wearing gray. I keep thinking that we're the ones in orange.
I said that I hope that our guys all remember that we're not wearing orange today.
Oh, I don't know. Have we worn orange this year?
Oh, that's what Coach Grimm said we have not.
Yeah, I think it's been all gray, white, and black.
3rd down, 6 yards needed for the Hippos. 6:45 to go in the first quarter. Option, it's on the ground, and Kyron Miller picks it up, but he's going to be swallowed up. Well, Hippos really kind of doing some things that are not their forte, and keeping Grayson on that straight run to the left and then running that option, which is not something that they typically do. And
no, they don't. And the times that we have run it, it is not turned out very well. And you figure at least if you're going to run that option, run something wide. You're going to want J.J. Banks in there instead of Kyron Miller, a guy that can maybe try to get that edge and get wide. And, boy, not a lot of
just an interesting start for the Hippo offense on that first possession. The punt's going to be killed at the 31. Interesting start on that first possession to get all the way down to the 21, and now it's like every single play has gone negative.
Well, and one thing that happens early on in these games, and we saw it also with Westwood with their first couple of plays having success, is these plays are scripted. A lot of these teams will script the first 5 to 10 plays, and they'll practice that all week. And so often you see these first drives, whether it's in high school, college, NFL, those go down and score, and then the offense doesn't do anything for the rest of the half, and that's often why.
Well, maybe they should just run the script
just
the whole
over
time.
And over.
1st and 10, handoff across the 30-35. A little bit of running room all the way up to the 40-yard lines. Number 4, Nate Anderson. Well, the Hippos, I figure they're putting a lot of their focus on stopping R.J. Martinez, that they can't neglect the run by Nate Anderson.
They've done such a good job this year.
Handoff goes to Anderson. He's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Hard hit by Jalen Parkinson.
Yeah, well played. Again, this is the exact stadium where he kind of had his breakout game a few weeks ago against Stony Point, and he's been a huge benefit to this defense.
Got a very favorable spot right there.
Yeah, he did.
1st and 10 at the 41, 5:20 to go in first quarter. No score here at Kelly Reeves Stadium. Hippos versus the Westwood Warriors. Anderson in the backfield with Martinez, and flags fly. Hippos are going to say they were drawn offsides.
And I think we moved first.
Westwood's going to say we didn't move. Yeah,
well,
going to go against the Warriors.
Interesting. I didn't see any movement by them. Looked like Junior Torres and Landon Watson both got an early start, and there must have been a flinch.
So move that back 5 yards to the 36-yard line. Be first down and 15 for the Warriors. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hippos, the only ones that have had a opportunity to score so far, missed a field goal. Martinez straight drop, swinging it out of the backfield to Nate Anderson, throws it behind him, and Martinez had to get rid of that one quickly. He had pressure coming up the middle, and that's one of the things Adam Harvey, defense coordinator, told me down on the field before the game is we're going to really try to bring pressure on him from places that he's not expecting it.
Well, that was actually Zane Bolden coming from the outside, and typically Nate Anderson at the running back position would be someone that would pick up that block, but he was out on that wheel route, and R.J. Martinez just had to get rid of that ball a lot quicker than he was expecting.
Empty backfield for Martinez here on second down and 15. Two receivers split left, one right, one left, and then two inside receivers. A little crossing pattern. It's complete at the 40-yard line, trying to cut back inside and falling down at the 41's number 10, Robbie Jang. Jang, 432 yards receiving on the year, has 6 touchdowns. He's kind of their go-to guy. As Adam Harvey said, especially on third down, critical situations. So look for Martinez to look Jang's way again. They split 3 receivers left and single receiver right. Anderson in the backfield with Martinez. Pressured look. Martinez all kinds of time now. He's being chased, scrambling to his left, and he's brought down all the way back at the 30-yard line by Landon Watson.
Boy, great play there by Landon.
Well, and R.J. Martinez, he felt Landon Watson chasing him from behind because you saw him glance back over his shoulder, and at that point,
he might think
he
twice
knew he
about
was
holding on to that ball next time.
I think at that point he knew he was caught.
I want to compliment Anthony Martinez, the machine down here on this bottom side corner. They ran a wheel route, and he did a fantastic job of moving his guy and moving on to the next guy, which is where Martinez was trying to go. He did a great job of switching.
Gary Choice staring into that sun. Long delay on that punt. Boy, be careful right here. Gary Choice. I don't know how they didn't have a man downfield on that punt because that punter ran with it for about 5 seconds.
You can be downfield on a punt. You just can't be downfield on a pass.
Oh, that's a good point. I was thinking of
a
fake punt because he was acting like he was going to
throw it, which if he did, then we would have had man downfield. So I guess that's one reason not to fall for the fake.
That's why in my mind I was thinking he was going to throw it, and I got ahead of myself. First and 10 for the Hippos at the 41. Hand off to Kyron Miller. Across the 41, maybe gets the 42. Jackson Metzger on the tackle for the Warriors. Down to 3:10 to go in the first quarter, and surprisingly no score.
Second down, 8.
Hippos stacked 3 receivers on the right side. Single receiver Sean Davis over on the left. Kyron Miller in the backfield with Grayson. Grayson going to roll to his right. He's got time and overthrows his man. Intended for Gary Choice at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, they're running that rollout corner that he loves to throw, and had to toss it right over the top of Jay Lambert, who was covered up and had Gary Choice, but probably the shortest receiver on the team, so you can't really.
Yeah, you got to just kind of drop that one in perfectly.
Yeah. Oh,
so another third long situation for the Hippos. They need 8 yards. Need it right across midfield. Straight drop by Grayson. Jay Lambert hit him in the hands, dropped it. He wasn't going to have enough for the first down anyway. So that one goes incomplete, and another punt for the Hippos.
Number 19, Ryan Loss on the cover.
No, it wouldn't have gotten the first down, but you do want to see those guys pull those catches in. And we talked about how much success we had catching the ball a few weeks ago when we were here, and that's the first one that we've seen drop so far today.
So far, every pass has been roll out, or side throws, nothing thrown over the middle. End over end punt. Fair caught at the 21-yard line.
Brody's back at the punt position.
So this will be the second time that Westwood has started at the 21. I can mark it at the 21. Last time they turned it over on downs. Turned it over on downs and punted on their second possession. 2:39 to go here in the first quarter. No score between these two teams. Again, each one of them playing to stay in the playoff race.
That field mic is on their sidelines. They're very loud.
Yeah. Three receivers right for the Warriors. One left, one man in the backfield. That's Anderson with Martinez. Snap back, handoff to Anderson. Starts left, turns it back up the middle, gets it up to the 25-yard line, pick up of 4 yards.
We're doing a good job of filling gaps. They are getting some push up on that line, which we're not used to seeing, and that's why what seems like should be stopped for no gain, they're getting 4 or 5 yards every time.
Well, I think they're probably keeping it on the ground a little more than they normally do because of the pressure the Hippos have been getting on R.J. Martinez. Handoff goes to Nate Anderson again. He pushes it forward to the 32, and that's going to be enough for a Warrior first down.
Right, we were having more success when they were trying to throw it. We might want to ease off the pressure a little bit.
Well,
Let them get a little bit comfortable.
You know, they're trying to, I'm sure at this point now they're doing the old, we got to set up the pass with the run.
Yeah, wait for
if
something
they're going
to
to
play
give us
action,
the run.
go deep.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Surely they won't run it 3 times in a row. Put a man in motion from left to right. Faking the handoff, keeping heavy pressure. Martinez spins out of that. Going to keep it, hit hard at the
spinning.
Yeah, 34-yard line.
I think he was finished off by Jalen Parkinson. Well, there you go. They tried to pass it, and we got too much pressure on them. Now back to the run.
Second down, 9.
Yeah, you wonder, though. Now they're in kind of
Right,
long
if you can
situation.
keep them behind the chains.
You know, you don't necessarily want them to go to their strength, but at the same time, you're defending it well so far. Empty backfield. Martinez rolling to his right. He's got a man wide open at the 45-yard line and across the 45 up to the 48. That one was complete to number 3, Zach Pryor.
Found a good hole in that zone. You know, obviously we don't go zone defense very often. We're usually running man coverage, but tried to go zone second and long, and he found the opening.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Handoff to Anderson. This time brought down from behind
Number 4, Nate Anderson
by Braylon Sugg. Chases him down right as he crosses midfield into Hippo territory at the 49-yard line. We're down to 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter and no score.
Number 6, Braylon Sugg.
Mark it at the 48. Pick up a 4, 2nd down and 6 for the Warriors. Hand off to Anderson. Starts left. Turns it back up. Met by about 4 Hippos at the 46-yard line. So it's going to be a 3rd down, and they're going to need about 4 yards and probably are going to let this quarter run out before they snap it on that 3rd down play.
Before they make the 10-yard trek to the other side of the field.
Exactly. They don't have to spin around very far as the clock ticks down to 0, and that is the end of the first quarter. And I think nobody probably expected it to be a scoreless first quarter here at Kelly Reeves Stadium. That's where we're at. After 1, it's Hutto 0, Westwood 0. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
A-Plus Federal Credit Union is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-Plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo Debit Card. When you use your Hippo Debit Card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-Plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required, insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Kelly Reeves Stadium. Todd Robinson, Ryan Robinson bringing you the Hutto Hippos action. Bryce Doggett down on the sidelines, not as our commentator via microphone, but via text. one of the
Sideline correspondent.
Yeah, we just discovered, and it's not just us. All of my other broadcasting colleagues I talk to, just nobody can get wireless mics to work in these press boxes anymore. When we build our new one, that's one of the things that I've asked that we do is have the technology to be able to make these wireless microphones work.
What is it? Just some sort of booster satellite type deal?
Yeah,
or?
I think a lot of these mics, they're not made to cover that much distance. And, of course, when we're in these other stadiums, he's all the way across the field. So 3rd down and about 3 yards needed for the Warriors to start the second quarter. Pressure look by the Hippos, faking the handoff. Heavy pressure on Martinez. He's sacked back at the 49-yard line. So they showed the pressure, they brought the pressure, and the little play action didn't work, and Martinez had to just swallow it and fall down at the 49-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 7 yards needed, and now this might be your quick kick, Ryan.
I would think so. Boy, it sure looked like. I'm not sure if that was a designed read.
Oh, boy. So they go with a hard count. The Hippos jump off sides. Boy, you got to be more disciplined than that.
Yeah.
You've played this long into the season, and, 4th down and 9 yards or 8 yards needed, and they're setting up, and you know they're not going to snap that ball, or if they do, it's going to be a quick kick, and the Hippos jump on the hard count. Now they're probably going to go ahead and run a play.
Well, and you see that so often now, especially the NFL. Every single time they're in this situation, they try that hard count. It never works anymore, but I guess high school, they need to watch some more NFL college football.
So now it's 4th and 2, and you figure they are going to probably run the play here. Martinez rolling to his left. He's got room across the 40, down to the 38-yard line, 37-yard line. Well, put that one on one of those big mistakes that seems to have haunted the Hippos all year. We've talked about it. 3 or 4 games, we'll say, boy, if you take away 3 or 4 plays, you're right there. And that one we will look back on, especially if Warriors come away with points on this drive. So 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line, and Hippo entered the field. 2 receivers right, 2 left. And oftentimes you see penalties like that really spark the offense. It's intercepted by the Hippos. Down the sideline at the 30, at the 25, and tackled down at the 21-yard line was Braylon Sugg, I believe.
Yep.
Braylon Sugg just stepped right in front of that pass, picked it off, and returns it all the way down to the 22-yard line in Warrior into the field. So big play by Braylon Sugg on that one. So the ball will go over to the Hippos, and we'll take a pause while Hippo offense waits to get on the field.
Yeah, trying to set up a screen there, and I don't know where he was trying to throw that, but there were three gray Hippos just right there waiting to have their chance at the ball, and just ended up right there in Braylon's lap. And boy, I thought he was going to take that all the way back. Good job there by R.J. Martinez.
R.J. Martinez kind of forced him back inside and brought him down.
Yeah.
So Hippos will start 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. And, well, that was big because after that penalty, it really gave the Warriors extra life. And I think one of the things they did there is they made R.J. Martinez hold on to that ball a little bit longer than he probably had expected to with some of their pressure. So Hippos will take over at the 22-yard line, and got to take advantage of this. That's one thing I talked to Brad before the game down on the field. I said, we have got to take advantage of any opportunities they give us. You know, R.J. Martinez has turned it over via interception about 6 times coming in this game. The Warriors surprisingly have 0 fumbles on the year. So the
That's
takeaways
amazing.
were going to have to happen through the air, and there's your first one. So good
time.
opportunity, good opportunity for the Hippos. 1st and 10 at the Warrior 22-yard line. Handoff goes to Kyron Miller across the 20, 15, 10, breaks it 5, and he's into the end zone. So that's the way you take advantage of the turnover.
Kidding. What a swing.
First play. Hippos, Kyron Miller, 22 yards, touchdown. Hippos on the board with 10:38 to go in the second quarter. Well, usually the big plays after a turnover seem to happen on passes, not necessarily a run busted up the middle, but Kyron Miller does that.
Well, he had a great hole, and he did a good job of seeing that linebacker and bending it back to the inside, and actually he avoided the contact.
There's a ball, PAT's blocked, This one being returned by the Warriors. This will be 2 points. Is he able to do it? He's not. He's caught from behind. And
no, not if Zane Bolding has
wrestled
anything
him
to
down.
say about it.
Well, interesting, Eduardo Fernandez was in to try the extra point, and I'm not sure if Eduardo was the one who kicked the first time. So perhaps Evan Gutierrez is not available. Not sure. But a failed field goal by the Hippos, and now a failed PAT leaves them with a 6-yard or a 6-0 lead.
Well, again, that's one you hope doesn't come back to haunt you. But you see so often those early game either missed PATs or the team will try and go for 2 after the first touchdown and not get it, and those points end up coming back to cost you pretty big time.
Well,
potentially.
Absolutely. And I tell you, I meant to mention before the game started, kicking could play a factor in this one. I mentioned that it could as far as the sun goes. I didn't realize Evan Gutierrez was not going to be kicking for the Hippos, so that could be a factor. But another factor is Westwood, I mentioned they don't have any fumbles on the year. They also have 0 field goals. They have not even attempted a field goal this year. So,
that's also amazing.
Kicking could
0 field goals.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Not even any attempts.
Pretty good red zone efficiency.
There's that high kick. That's in that sun. It'll be fair caught at the 30-yard line by Robbie Jangs, and that's where Westwood will set up 1st and 10 at their 30-yard line. Give some shout-outs here in just a minute.
Well, I was going to say, even before that drive started, sometimes kind of feels like defense has to step up and make a play when the offense isn't moving. And boy, what a huge momentum swing, as it looks like Westwood's potentially about to go in and score and bring it back the other way for 7 points for the Hippos.
Now you just got to continue to keep that pressure that you've had on R.J. Martinez. Hand off to Anderson, gets about 2 yards to the 33. They're going to give him 3 yards. They've been very favorable with the spots. So 2nd down and 7 yards needed. 10:15 to go in the first half. Hippos lead it 6-0. Defense has done a fantastic job so far for the Hippos against this tough Westwood offense. Martinez has 3 receivers left side, single receiver right. Anderson in the backfield beside him. Straight drop, looking to throw right side. Oh, big hit. Anderson caught him. As soon as he turned upfield, Anthony Martinez was there to meet him head on, and going to set up 3rd down and about 2 yards needed. Last time they had a
well, that was an important tackle, too, because there was nobody else over there to help, and a good sure tackle, good big hit, sure tackle by Anthony Martinez out of that swing route out of the backfield.
So 3rd down and 2, ball at the 38. They need the 40. Pressure look by the Hippos again. Martinez going to keep it. Crosses the 40. I think he's got just enough for a 1st down. He kind of did that little stutter step and delay, just waiting for a little bit of hole to sneak through, and he got just enough for the 1st down.
Well, and I thought we had him bottled up, but he did a good job of making himself skinny and just kind of diving forward and getting that football. It's not the body, it's the football, wherever that's at. He had enough.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Stacked 3 receivers left side. Now they put Anderson in motion out of the backfield. So empty backfield for Martinez. Landon Watson coming at him. He's able to evade Landon. Now rolling to his right. Looking downfield. He's got a man wide open. Caught at the 30. And he's going to run it all the way in for the Westwood touchdown. Boy, number 10, Robbie Jang, got behind the defenders. And the Hippos, he got behind Theo Anderson. Landon had pressure coming from the backside, and Martinez spun out of it and came back to his right, and the receivers did a good job of covering for him.
Well, and typically when you're rushing the quarterback like that, you want to stay on his backfield shoulder and force him to step up, but he had his back turned, and I don't think Landon thought that he was going to see him, and he unfortunately turned and saw him, spun out, and with that much time, there's almost always somebody that's open.
Quick answer by Westwood. Point after attempt up. And good. 8:44 to go in the first half. It's now Westwood 7, Hutto 6. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
Country Store and Barbecue, Mighty Fine Burgers, Fries and Shakes, and Highland Dairy. Thank you for your support.
Welcome back to Kelly Reese Stadium in Round Rock. The Warriors, there's that big play that we've said the Hippos needed to avoid. They had done a great job so far, but they strike big on the touchdown pass from R.J. Martinez to Jang, and they grab the lead 7-6. Boy, Hippos seem to have had all that momentum after getting that big touchdown after the turnover, and defense had done a great job. And, boy, just like that, the Warriors and R.J. Martinez make them pay for a coverage issue.
And then kick it out of bounds. That's a –
yeah.
It almost looks like they're doing that on purpose. I mean, they're not even – it's not even a pooch kick. They're just directing it out of bounds.
At some point, Hippos might want to make them kick it again.
Start re-kicking.
So Hutto will start over.
Maybe if they do that a third time.
1st and 10 at the 35. Well, it's not a bad strategy, actually. You know, you avoid the return altogether.
Well, it isn't as long as they don't make you re-kick, but if they keep making you re-kick, they'll just back you up 5 yards, 5 yards.
Of course, most teams probably would settle for having it at the 35. It's not bad field position.
True.
1st and 10 for Hutto at the 35-yard line. 8:44 to go in the first half. They trail at 7-6 now after that Westwood score. Empty backfield for Doggett. Going to do a little quarterback draw, and that's going nowhere.
It just seems like we've had a whole different offense today. I mean,
that's odd.
You know, we had so much success with those first 5-6 plays, and then after we stalled out there, I don't know if we have another first down since then.
2nd down and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. Again, empty backfield for Doggett. 2 receivers right side and 2 left. You know, he found Sean Davis early on, hadn't thrown to him again since then. Might be time to get Sean back involved in the offense. Snap back, Grayson looking over the middle. He's got a man, Jay Lambert, caught. Nice pass, nice catch. The 46-yard line, just enough for the Hippo first down.
Yeah,
but I think that's the first ball they've thrown over the middle. I was going to say,
finally utilizing the middle of the field, too. Get a couple of those, and it starts to open everything else up because, you know, if you don't have to defend the middle, it's a lot easier to defend the outside than the middle. So
continue to work with the empty backfield. Doggett with 3 receivers left, 2 right. Quick pass to Jay Lambert at the 45 midfield and crosses into Westwood territory down to the 47-yard line. Pick up about 7 yards on the play.
Here's some rhythm. Just got to make sure you stay ahead of the chains and keep getting positive plays. You can't get a penalty, can't get something that goes backwards.
And take care of the ball. Now Kyron Miller moves into the backfield with Doggett. He splits 2 receivers right. Sean Davis split left side. 7 minutes go in the first half. Play clock down to inside of 8. Snap back, looking to swing it to Kyron out of the backfield. He's got the 45 and lowers his shoulder. Has enough for that Hippo first down. Good hard run by Kyron Miller. Jay Lambert looked like he was out there throwing a nice block.
Yeah, and again, if Kyron's going to bounce it outside, you might as well just get him going out there to begin with and let him have some steam so he can lower that shoulder and get that first down like that.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line in Westwood territory. 6:30 to go in the first half. So Hippos now getting back into a little bit, like you said, a little bit of that rhythm and moving the ball again. There's that option play, pitch to Miller. He's got the 40-yard line, 35,
We're going to get an unnecessary roughness against Grayson
Doggett just took a hard hit, so should be able to tack 15 more yards onto the end of this one.
Yeah,
Grayson did a great job of pitching that one at the last second, too.
He did, and then 85 Sam Doris came in from that defensive end spot and just kind of leveled Grayson. It almost looked like Grayson was falling down, trying to avoid it a little bit, and he hit him high, and which caused his helmet to pop off right in front of that referee. Calling targeting.
Wow.
But I guess that's the high school targeting where you don't non-flagrant, correct?
Yes.
Isn't that what they called it? Yeah.
But move that one all the way down to the 15-yard line, 14-yard line. Huge penalty. Great opportunity for the Hippos now. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Landon Watson sets up at that tight end position for the Hippos. Kyron Miller in the backfield with Grayson. Grayson rolling to his left, looking at
boy. Did that get tipped?
Yeah, I think it got tipped.
Yeah, he had Sean
Davis
down
at
here
the 10-yard
bottom,
line.
and looked like Sean had some room to work with too.
Yeah.
That's a
Tell you, the rollout throws haven't been as successful as they normally are. Seems like Grayson's had a little more success just standing in that pocket today.
seems like it.
So 2nd down and 10 at the 14-yard line, 5:50 to go in the first half. Hippos trailing 7-6, trying to answer that Westwood score to put them up. Single receiver left, that's Davis, and then nobody else. Set up kind of a throwing solo. Sean Davis, left corner of the end zone, is caught. Touchdown, Hippos.
Oh, a perfect ball.
Great throw by Grayson. They isolated Sean Davis over on that left side. They had no other receivers. They were set up kind of in a little, I don't know, jumbo package look. And, boy, they just went one-on-one, and Grayson put a perfect throw in that back left corner. Sean was able to drag that 1 foot down. And the Hippos strike and regain the lead with 5:45 to go in the first half.
Shoot, he might have had 2 feet down. I mean, that was Grayson dropped that exactly where it needed to be, and then great concentration there by Sean to haul that in.
Eduardo Fernandez on, snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 5:45 to go in the first half. Now it's Hutto 13, Westwood 7. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
Al Clausen Disposal supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Welcome back to Kelly Reeves Stadium. So, first quarter was nothing but defense. Second quarter, now the offenses have turned it on.
Yeah, we got ourselves a shootout now.
Absolutely. 13-7, Hippos regain the lead. So, back-to-back-to-back scores. Maybe both offenses have kind of figured out some defenses. Eduardo Fernandez set to kick off for the Hippos. Kicking right side this time. That one's going to be fair caught at the 30. Well, he almost looked like he's going to take off and run with it.
And I'm curious if we're kicking right side because that sun, as it's starting to set, it's now a little bit, I guess, behind us. And so if they're kicking right side, that forces the guy catching the ball to look a little bit more into the sun. I'm not sure if that plays anything into it, but interesting if it does. Kind of a whole game within the game.
Well,
I wouldn't put it past Brad to think about that.
Yeah, right. Well, see if the Hippo defense can do what they had been doing the whole game before that last possession. They got burned on a deep pass on that last possession, but they'd been getting heavy pressure on R.J. Martinez early in the game. He's going to work with an empty backfield. He's got 3 receivers right side, rolling to his right, looking, now pressure. Nice block picked up by the Warriors. He finds Jang right on the sideline at the 38-yard line. Only picked up about 3 yards on that. Tell you, he is definitely scrambling a lot.
Well, I would be too.
Bryce said that sun is really tough looking south. So.
Second down, 6.
Tell you what, I'll mention here in just a second after this play something really positive for the Hippos. 2 receivers left side for the Warriors, 2 right. Now Anderson goes in motion out of the backfield to set up an empty. RJ looking, throwing left side. Got a man caught. That was number 11. I think that was number.
Looks like it.
Yeah, number 11. And everybody will recognize number 11's name, Chase Griffin.
That's hilarious.
Not the same Chase Griffin, but same name and same number.
Boy, what a great day he had Saturday, huh?
Yeah. Talk about that in a little bit. First and 10, ball at the 49-yard line. Hand off to Anderson. He's got some running room up the middle, crosses the 40, still dragging a Hippo across the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Tell you what, both of these teams now are playing like teams that are fighting for their playoff lives.
Yeah, he got a great hole there, and it looked like he was stuffed up. Brody Bueno was pushed down and kind of clogged the hole, and Nate Anderson actually just jumped right over him and kept on going.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line, and Hippo into the field now for the Warriors. Hippos lead at 13-7. Jane goes in motion from right to left. Fake the handoff to him. Handoff to Anderson. Nice job by Brody Bueno to wrap up Anderson before he can turn it upfield. Pickup of 1 to the 33-yard line. 4:30 to go in the first half. Tell you what, on that interception earlier, Braylon Sugg went down, and it wasn't looking good. But he went into the locker room, he came back out, and Braylon Suggs back on the field, and that's critical for the Hippo defense.
Yeah, well.
And we don't generally talk about injuries, but I'll talk about it since he's back in the game.
Well, and it goes to show how important he is. They scored on the one possession that he wasn't in on.
Second down and 9, ball at the 33-yard line. Straight drop by Martinez. He's got time, looking left and trying to swing it to Anderson out of the backfield. Falls incomplete, and even if he had caught that, he had a couple of Hippos converging on him, so it's going to be a third down and long situation with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Hutto lead 13-7. Big defensive opportunity right here for the Hippos. And you figure the Warriors are probably in two-down situation on this part of the field.
I would assume so, since they haven't kicked the field goal all year.
Yeah. Stop third down and give yourself a chance to stop fourth down. Martinez with a straight drop. Throwing middle. He's got a man. Caught. Touchdown. Well, got behind him. That was Chase Griffin. Well, you hate to call the name Chase Griffin doing something good against the Hippos, but he does. He got behind the Hippo defense, and Martinez dropped it in there for the touchdown, and the Warriors are PAT away from retaking the lead.
Yeah, and we talked about early on that we can't give up those big plays, and that's twice now. Both have led to scores, and we got pressure that time too, and just let him get right behind our, didn't keep everything in front of him like we should have.
Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 3:54 to go in the first half. It's now Westwood 14, Hutto 13. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA. Strength from within.
Westwood Warriors regain the lead, 14-13, with 3:54 to go in the first half. Tell you, we went 6 possessions to start this game without a score. Now we've gone 4 straight possessions with a score. So, and the Hippos have been the thing that's been kind of their Achilles heel the whole season, which is that deep pass, has burned them twice now today.
Well, yep, you got to keep people in front of them, get pressure enough to where they don't have time to get down the field.
Yeah, you just you get stops, and then you get beat on a deep pass. This time the kick is going to be fielded at the 30-yard line and moving forward to the 35
Still
for the
35.
Hippos. Jose Pena.
I guess it doesn't matter what they do. We'll get the ball at the 35-yard line.
Yes, that's true. So last time the Hippos took about 3 minutes to go 65 yards for the touchdown.
Well, if we could
if they
take
do
3
that
minutes
this
and 49
time, it'll
seconds,
leave.
that'd be perfect.
Yep. And Westwood will get the ball to start the second half. So you figure if you're the Hippos, you really want to try to get down and get some points right here.
Absolutely.
Right before halftime. Kyron Miller in the backfield with Grayson Doggett. Handoff. Running room across the 40-45, lowers his shoulder down to the 49-yard line.
Hey, they're really opening up some holes
they
for
are.
Kyron now, which, again, is going to open up everything else. Snap it. They're not ready.
Yeah, this is when you really do need to go fast. Hand off to Chiron. And it took a little bit of time getting that handoff. He's mad as he crosses midfield. Got to the Warrior 47-yard line. Still picked up about 4 yards. But, yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. It's like as many times as we try to run fast after a big play, that was the time we needed to run up there and snap it.
Well,
because
shoot, they had
weren't
nobody
ready.
down here on this bottom side of the field, and we had 2 receivers just waiting. If we could snap it quick and see that, just zip it out to one of those guys and let them run.
2nd down and 6. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Chiron Miller in the backfield.
Haven't seen a lot of J.J.
I
Banks.
was just about to say the exact same thing, and I don't know. I mean, if he's maybe not available, I'm not sure. Of course, he was hurt early in the year.
Yeah.
Hand off to Chiron's. Got a little bit of running room again up the middle. Going to be near the first down. I think he might be short.
This
Nope,
close side
give it to him.
official's giving it to him.
Yep. So
Yeah,
at the 41-yard line. And Chiron's doing what you always talk about, just running it north and south and not doing all that bouncing outside stuff. You coached him well this week.
That's right.
Or last week.
It's about time he listens.
1st and 10 at the 41. 2:30 to go in the first half. Hippos trailing 14-13. Really want to get a score right here before halftime. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Snap back to Doggett. Straight drop, looking deep, throwing deep, and it is in that sun and off the hands, intended for
Damian Jones.
Damian Jones.
Yeah, he was well covered there, but one that I think it hit him in the hands was a really good ball by Grayson. But
and that one, you wonder, I mean, he had to have been looking directly into that sun to try to catch that one.
Yeah, probably so. And, I mean, with that defensive back coming in over the top and kind of swatting that ball at the last second, that's a tough catch to make.
So 2nd down and 10. Hand off to Chiron, dives forward to the 35-yard line. And I'm going to say 36. Not sure about that spot.
Another guy that we were expecting to see a lot of and saw him in that first possession but haven't seen him since is L.J. Martin. He's over there standing on the sidelines kind of waiting to get in. You wonder what's just interesting personnel that we've seen the last few drives. But I guess it's worked.
Miller's
Chiron
having a good job.
Chiron is doing a fantastic.
But I tell you, this is a big 3rd down right here. Hippos need 5 yards. They're at the 36-yard line, and they're going to get points for halftime. They're going to have to get this 1st down. Grayson rolling to his right, still looking, and off of Carson Forrest's hands. Yeah, that's one that should have been caught. Hit him right in the hands, and it was right near that 1st down marker. Interesting decision for the Hippos now with 1:29 to go in the first half. They've got it at the 36-yard line, and you figure they're probably going to go for this, but if you don't get it, you got a lot of time left for R.J. Martinez.
I don't know. I think we might try to draw him and then quick kick it. Yeah, going back to that 3rd down play, hit Carson Forrest, and he was there for the 1st down. He's usually a really sure-handed 3rd down reliable target, and it's kind of in the direction of the sun. You wonder if that had anything to do with it.
Hippos might end up taking a timeout. Play clock down to 5.
Yeah, Brad's standing there.
Nope, snap back. Grayson, heavy pressure, trying to set up a screen pass. Oh, Jay Lambert slips. The 45 pushing forward.
He's going to be just
He's
short.
going to be short. Mark it at the 32-yard line, needed the 31. If he hadn't have slipped, I think he would have had it, but he slipped. Now penalty flag, and that's probably going to be a 15 against Hutto.
Boy, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. At least if you didn't get it, they got only a minute and have to move this ball basically 65 yards, but you don't want to give them a free 15 there either.
Well.
Oh,
went against Westwood.
All right.
Well, that's good.
That's important.
So Westwood will take over.
Yeah, it looked like Jay had some running room and he was going to get it. And like you said, he lost his footing there. And I actually thought they were going to call him down. And
Bryce said he actually fumbled it too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So 1:20 to go, and Westwood will take over at their own 18-yard line. But I seriously doubt they're going to sit on the ball right here.
No, I would think probably. Well, oftentimes it all depends on what this first play does. If we can kind of bottle them up, I'm guessing they'll either try a safe pass or some sort of run, maybe outside. See if Nate Anderson can do anything. If they gain positive yards, they'll probably try to move a little quickly. If they don't, they might just try to take this thing in the halftime.
I'll try something isolated one-on-one down here with Jaden Weber.
Yeah, he's got help with Teagle over the top.
Martinez looking. Got a man wide open over the middle at the 35, brought down at the 40-yard line is Jang. Boy, Martinez had all day to just sit back there and wait for somebody to break open.
We were
Jang
worried
does.
about not getting beat deep and took both of our safeties out of it, and linebackers were flaring out to get the swing routes, and nobody was in the middle of the field.
Empty backfield for Martinez. Looking, now pressured and going to be sacked at the 38-yard line. Felix Torres.
RJ Martinez is the quarterback.
It was a good play there by Junior Torres. He got cut blocked and was able to get up, and after landing, it flushed RJ Martinez up in the pocket. Junior Torres was there to bring him down, and that's important. That's big.
Westwood calls a timeout. It'll be second down and about 11 at the 39-yard line after the timeout. Get some shout-outs right here before halftime. Of course, my mom listening to Wichita Falls, your grandmother, and Landry's grandmother. She said to tell Landry hello, and she probably doesn't know that Landry's right here in the box with us, right behind us. So, Landry, your grandmother says hello.
Hey, Landry.
Also give a shout-out to Ryan Bowles listening, Gage Bowles' dad. Of course, Gage does our engineering just fantastically every game, faithfully. So, Ryan, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and glad you're listening. And Morgan Hubbard, one of our school board members, school board secretary, listening. I'm not sure where she's listening from. She sent a picture yesterday of the big house at Michigan. She was outside that, and then also at Minnesota Gopher Stadium. So I think they might be doing like a little college tour. So, Morgan, text me and let me know where you're actually listening from. 58 seconds to go here in the first half after the timeout. Westwood, that was their first timeout. Still have 2 left.
Be a fun,
second down and 12.
Be a fun tour to take.
Yeah,
the
no
Big
kidding.
Ten schools.
As long as you do it in November and not January or February.
Shoot, even November, you might be pushing it.
Second down, Westwood.
Don't get beat deep, guys. Pressured look, bringing it. Martinez rolling to his right. He's got a man at midfield and brought down at the 45-yard line, 46-yard line, and Hippo into the field.
Boy, that's a tough pass too. Yeah. He's backpedaling, trying to get away from Brody, and was enough to get enough power there to get it all the way to Zach Pryor for that first down. That's a great
threw
pass.
That off his back foot, and that was money. RJ Martinez, I think he's committed to Northern Arizona, so obviously he's playing football at the next level. First and 10 at the Hippo 45-yard line, 50 seconds to go in the first half. There's a ball fumbled. Martinez wasn't expecting the snap, and he still finds a man, Chang, wide open at the 35-yard line, moves forward to the 32.
Boy, fortunate bounce there. Thought you're going to get the pressure. And a lot of times you see those fumbles that turn out to be positive plays because the defense gets all out of position.
Straight back up to him. Hand off to Anderson. Lots of running room at the 20. 15 and brought down at the 12. Well, the Hippo defense looks like they're going to unfortunately give something up right here before halftime. 31 seconds to go, and Hippo defense I think they're gassed too, but they've been chasing Martinez, and they'll be so close to getting him, and then he finds a pass or he gets like a bad snap that bounces straight back up to him.
Well, he does a really good job of buying himself enough time to get his receivers open, and they do a good job of getting open. You know, that's something that teams work on, is that scramble drill when that quarterback's back there just kind of running around, as they see where he's going and they get to him and get in a good position to kind of bail him out. And boy, that seems to be their go-to.
Well, they started this drive at their own 18-yard line with about a minute and a half to go before halftime, and they still have 31 seconds left, and they're all the way down to the Hippo 13. So just
well, a 30-yard pass to start the drive doesn't help, or doesn't hurt them, I guess.
Boy, you really don't want to be down by what would it be, 8 points probably going into halftime.
Yeah, with them
and they get the ball to start the second half.
Right.
Really put yourselves with your back against the wall.
Yeah, you've got to be thinking hold them to their first field goal of the year here, and I'm sure obviously they're thinking they're trying to get 6, and they've got plenty of time to do so. They can kind of run their whole offense with with a timeout left and still 31 seconds, only 15 yards to go. It's the whole playbook is in play here.
Yeah, for sure. Look for Jang maybe cutting over the middle. He's their go-to guy. Martinez rolling to his left. He's looking for Jang. Now he's going to be flushed to his right. It's got a little bit of running room, being chased, and runs out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
He was trying to find Jang running that corner route, and Theo Anderson did an excellent job of covering that up, along with
Anthony
Jose
Martinez.
Pena getting the shallow route, and then like you said, yeah, Anthony Martinez on this backside as he's scrambling around, tries to reverse course, and Anthony keeping his man in check, and then ultimately forcing him out of bounds for next to no gain, or actually I guess it was a loss of
lost a yard. Second down and 11, 23
lost
seconds
a yard
to go.
and a loss of
the,
8 seconds, which is huge.
Yeah. At this point, I don't think the downs matter as much as the time, probably. They need 11. But they're pretty close. Getting that 11 put them pretty close to the end zone, too. Empty backfield for Martinez. Single receiver left side. He's looking over the middle. Now he's pressured. Gets away from that. Scrambles to his right. Has a man. Corner.
Man. Nope.
No,
nope.
They're going to say out of bounds.
Boy,
Ooh, that was close. Boy, I really thought he drug a foot.
Well, and that was a great throw there.
And of course, their coach runs all the way down to the goal line to talk to the official. That's not allowed. But no flag thrown on him. And then he points to the scoreboard. There's no review in high school football, but I'm not sure how your coach is allowed to run all the way down to the goal line and get in the official's ear.
Yeah, no, hey, it looked like his toes were on the goal line, or on the white there. That's the second time we've seen Landon get immediate pressure on that quarterback, and RJ's done a great job of spinning out of it and avoiding that. Obviously, that's something that Landon's he's gonna see a lot more of at the next level.
Third down and 11, 14 seconds to go in the first half, and now they're going to use their last timeout here. I go back to coach sprinting all the way down the sidelines and being in the official's ear, standing at that pylon, and that's way. I know the coaches are allowed a little more room.
Go all the way to the 10-yard line.
But they're not allowed all the way down to the goal line.
No, but after the play, a lot of times those officials will let things slide a lot more, and especially in high school, they don't want to deal with these.
A couple of our coaches have been called for it this year.
Well, probably also depends on what they say.
You think he was around there saying, that was a great call?
Yeah, I'm sure he was encouraging.
So after this timeout, it'll be third down and 11. It's 14 seconds right now. Here's the deal.
Well,
they just used their last timeout.
Yeah, you mentioned the clock or the downs not mattering, though.
Yeah, I guess they kind of do. Here's the deal. If they don't get a touchdown or catch a ball and get out of bounds, they're not going to have time to get their field goal team out onto the field. So you figure they're throwing to the end zone right here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're either throwing to the end zone or they're throwing somewhere that's 10 yards and on the sidelines, which is essentially just going to be the end zone. So,
so here's the question. Hippo's defense, do you try to bring pressure on Martinez again, or do you drop some guys back and
I think you got to bring pressure, because the sack essentially guarantees that they're not going to get any points. And we've seen if we let him have some time back there, his receivers do a really good job of finding those open spots, and he does a good job of putting the ball on him. So I think you come with pressure here and force him to get rid of this. Look for maybe a corner route. I would keep a close eye on Jang here at the bottom.
Yeah. Two receivers left side, two right. They do have Anderson in the backfield.
Coverage. So we're bringing pressure.
Pressure look coming, blitz. Kind of backed off. Now coming up the middle, Zane Bowling. They got a man. It is intercepted by the Hippos. Returning it to the 10 and knocked down at the 15-yard line. But wow, just Hippos thwart that one. Jose Pena jumped right in front of the pass, intended right in the end zone. Great coverage, picks it off, 4 seconds left, and the Hippos avert a score by the Warriors right before halftime.
Yeah, that's huge. That not only negates the touchdown, but also the potential field goal. That's a huge swing right before halftime, and a lot of momentum for the Hippos. Great play there by Jose Pena. Kind of just ran that post route for him and undercut it and picked it off. And boy, I was hoping maybe he might be able to get something on that run back.
Yeah,
but
that would have been nice.
Zach Pryor, number 3, he gave him a pretty good shot. I don't think he was very happy about that interception. He took it out on Jose.
So Hippos, Grayson Doggett should take a knee right here, and Hippos will go into halftime just trailing by 1. Does knee, and the last 2 seconds click off, and that is halftime. Well, Tell you, it was a defensive struggle early. First 6 possessions of the ball game were no scores, and then it turned into a offensive back and forth. But on the last 2 possessions, then the Hippos turned it over on downs, and the Warriors throw an interception, and we go into halftime. Westwood leads at 14-13, and what's really been a very exciting football game.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like we expected, right? These are 2 very evenly matched teams with a lot to play for, and aside from one missed extra point or blocked extra point, I guess this is it's been a very evenly well-played game. Not a lot of penalties, one turnover.
Well, and we said that kicking game could play a factor in this. I said that the Warriors haven't even attempted a field goal all year, and I think right there was an example of, most teams probably would have taken 3 points right there before halftime, so they obviously have no confidence in an ability to kick a field goal. But likewise, kicking game playing a factor, and as you mentioned, Hippos had a extra point blocked. So as it stands right now, it's Westwood 14 and Hutto 13. And, both of these teams are playing to continue with a chance to get to the playoffs. If the Hippos win today and win Monday night against Cedar Ridge, they are in. If Westwood wins today, they have to hope the Hippos beat Cedar Ridge Monday night, and then Westwood has to beat Round Rock. So, obviously the Hippos have probably the better path to getting to the playoffs, but you got to take care of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And all you can ask for is a chance every week at this point in the season, and just give yourself an opportunity to play one more week. You never know what could happen.
We, and I think this opening possession of the second half is going to be critical for the Hippo defense too, as, Westwood will get the ball to start the second half. And I would assume as the sun continues to move across, you probably want to go ahead and make them play from that end, and again have to look at the sun because by the time you get to the fourth quarter, the sun's not going to be.
It's going to be behind.
Not going to be a factor in the fourth quarter.
Press box before then.
For sure. Well, we are at halftime. We're going to we'll keep our camera rolling. We'll turn our mics off. There will be pretty much nothing that you're going to see because there's no band or anything else at this point. But we will be back about 5 minutes before the start of the second half. So come back in about 20 minutes. Join us for the second half. At halftime right now, it's Hippos trailing the Westwood Warriors 14-13. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports. Welcome back to Kelly Reeves Stadium in Round Rock on a Wednesday afternoon, Thanksgiving Eve, and Hippos trailing 14-13 over the Westwood Warriors in a game that both teams must win to continue their playoff chances. So, in effect, this is a playoff game. The loser of this game will have no shot at the playoffs, and Hippos will play Monday night against Cedar Ridge. So, you'd sure like to win this one and have that game in the last home game of the year be meaningful, and really the last home game in Hutto Memorial Stadium as it looks right now.
Yeah.
And if you have not seen the renditions of the what the stadium redesign is going to look like, it's pretty special. And school board approved that last Thursday night, and boy, I look forward to seeing that project get started.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, halftime statistics, I'll just give you total yards. Westwood, 285 total yards at halftime. Hutto with 126, but could be a little deceiving because Hippos, one of their possessions started at the, about the 20-yard line, and Westwood into the field after
the Braylon Sugg interception.
After that interception. And so they only had to go 20 yards. And
then Westwood drive that got stalled out at the about the 12-yard line right before the halftime,
and also had a couple of possessions where they had two big plays.
Right.
So
yeah, they haven't done a lot of driving. No, their two scores have come off of those big plays, which I mean, like you spoke to earlier, that's kind of been their forte all year is breaking loose with 4 games of 90+ yard touchdown passes, and we've held them under that.
Yeah, that's true so
far. Yeah, I think their longest pass is about 60 yards.
Unfortunately, that was for a touchdown.
Right. No. So if we can, we just got to keep everything in front of us and force them to drive, and they've shown that they're not really able to finish those off. I mean, they had the one drive right before halftime, but shoot, even that started with a 30+ yard pass right down the middle and kind of got things rolling. And we can just keep pressure on, keep everything in front of us. That's they haven't been able to run the ball. You know, we've kept them bottled up there, and really we've done a pretty good job of keeping RJ Martinez. Hadn't run any, I don't think. We've done a good job of containing that.
Well, the Warriors will get the ball to start the second half, and Hippo defense is going to be put to the test right off the bat. There's a kick fair caught at the 29-yard line, and that's where Westwood will set up 1st and 10. And really from this point on, it kind of comes down to every possession and every play if you're a Hippo player, and you got to go all out every single play, every possession. And like I said, you want to live to play another one that means something, and if you can pull out the win tonight or this afternoon, then Monday night means something.
Yep, nothing matters if we don't win this one, so leave it all out there, and like you said, every play becomes huge at this point.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 29-yard line. Snap back to Martinez, looking left, pressure coming, now flushed, rolling to his left side, and he just throws that one into the Hippo bench. So good pressure, good coverage by the Hippo defenders.
Yeah, it looked like we had 2 men kind of blanketed every single one of their receivers. And interesting, we've talked about they've done such a good job of those receivers getting open and kind of working on that scramble drill. That time, they all just kind of stayed put. Nobody really tried to get open, even after RJ Martinez was flushed out by the usual suspects of Braylon and Landon, and forced throwaway 2nd and long.
2nd down and 10, ball at the 29-yard line, just underway in second half. Hippos trailing 14-13. Handoff to Anderson. Hit hard by Braylon Sugg as he crosses the 30-yard line, gets it to the 31.
And Breland Davis there, number 35, did an excellent job closing that gap and not allowing any sort of hole, forced the bounce outside, which then bounced right into Braylon Sugg. And here we go. We talked about trying to keep them behind the chains and not in comfortable positions. We got 3rd and 7 up here, and this is right where we want to have them.
I'm sure they drew up some things at halftime to deal with this Hippo pressure on these 3rd and long situations. Let's see what they try to do here as the Hippos show a blitz. Bringing some pressure. Good job by that offensive line, and there he finds Jang, just sits down right there at the 47-yard line.
Yeah.
So just too much time.
Zane Bolding showed blitz there and kind of dropped back into coverage, and one thing, he does such a good job, but at a lot of things. But he's got to find that receiver and find that hole in the zone.
Yeah, you give Martinez time. He throws an accurate ball. Hand off to Anderson. Takes it up the middle for about 3 yards down to the 44-yard line. Jalen Parkinson in on the tackle. Second down, 7 yards needed for the Warriors. And yeah, it seems like they want to do that game where mix in a run here or there and then come back with their pass, which is what they are so good at. 3 receivers right side for Martinez, single receiver left. Pressure look coming up the middle, picked up and overthrows his intended receiver. Anderson swinging out of the backfield.
Number 2, R.J. Martinez pass intended.
Not sure who that was on a delayed blitz.
I could not tell.
It almost looked like Jalen Parkinson.
Yeah, Landon was running with the receiver, and so the receiver at the top of the screen, he was running a slant route trying to clear that corner out and hoping to kind of run almost a wheel route, and fortunately that ball was overthrown because he had some space to run.
Another 3rd and long situation. You figure the Warriors can't keep picking these up all day. Spread 3 receivers right, single receiver left. Snap back. He's got time. Oh, he's got a man wide open, and he dropped it. Jang at the 30-yard line could have almost skipped into the end zone from there. He got behind Theo Anderson again, but boy, just in and out of his hands.
I mean, it's not going to get any easier than that. That's a perfect throw and should be an easy catch and walking right into the end zone. He just, I don't know how you
dodging a bullet.
No kidding. I don't know how you let Jang get behind you untouched. That's the guy you got to key in on. But
and it's possible he lost that in that sun. Kind of, he would have looked up and then maybe looked back. Maybe saw a sunspot instead of the ball. That rugby-style punt. Boy, that hangs for a long time.
You know what? You talked about earlier that they might have guys downfield. They don't have anybody illegally downfield. I'm watching, and they've got all their ineligible people. They stay back and wait till that ball is kicked. Yeah. The only people down there to go cover are all eligible receivers. So that's an interesting little tactic there. It buys you time to not only get down and cover, but see if something opens up. If somebody breaks free and he wants to throw it. And the way he looks when he's rolling, he looks like that he's kind of looking downfield to see if that option's there. Yeah, and that is Jang. So obviously he's got some athleticism, and if he could even probably tuck it and run if he wanted to. Hippo set up 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. L.J. Martin goes in motion from left to right, trying to get that edge. He gets the 20 up to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 8. Nice play. Utilizing L.J. Martin's speed. Yeah, and there he is. That's the first time that we've seen him since that first drive, and comes in and gets one play and then back to the sidelines. So 2nd down and 2 yards needed for the Hippos. Ball at the 31-yard line. Really about 1 yard needed. Kyron Miller dives forward, and he has enough for the Hippo first down at the 32-yard line. Hey, we were complaining in the first half about how hot this press box was. Well, now they've turned the AC on, and now it's getting cold. Order a jacket. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. 3 receivers right, single receiver left. Sean Davis looking to throw to him. He's got him at midfield. Breaks a tackle at the 45, 40, 35, 30. Breaks free, 25, 15, 10, 5. Hippo touchdown, and no flags. There's the key. Sean Davis caught it on that little crossing pattern. Grayson found him. He evaded about 1 tackle, got outside, turned it upfield along that Hippo sideline, and a quick strike by the Hippo offense to grab the lead on their first possession of the second half. Yeah, stacked all 3 receivers to the right side and Sean alone on the left side, and cleared everyone out. Kind of that deep slant, almost like a flat post route, and Grayson put it right on him. Sean made one-man miss and to the house. Snap back, hold down, Fernandez kick up, and is good. 9:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Hippos regain the lead. They now lead at 20-14. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Texas. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Well, Hippos, after getting the defensive stop against the Warrior offense, strike quickly. Grayson Doggett to Sean Davis, about a 60-yard touchdown pass. And tell you, it was a nice pass by Grayson, but a really good run by Sean Davis. And it's nice to have Sean back.
Yeah, it is. And, boy, what a weapon to have. With you can just put the ball in his hip and let him go run.
Hippos regain the lead, 20-14 with 9:09 to go in the third quarter. Evan Fernandez with that high pooch kick. Fair caught at the 28-yard line. So Westwood will start there. Well, he is so consistent at putting them at the 28, 29. In fact, they're going to mark that at 29, which is exactly where the last one was. Another shout-out I didn't give right before halftime. Philip Boutwell, another one of our school board members, is in his living room watching on his big screen. Showed me a picture of that. I said it's kind of like watching Alabama.
Yeah,
probably just
no
the
difference.
same. That's right.
We need the CBS music.
It would be just like it. Production quality, everything.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 29-yard line. Hand off to Anderson. Now, nice job. Stuck by Brody Bueno originally, and then as he bounced off of that, Zane Bolding was there to finish him up.
Oh, I thought he was going to slip out of that, and there were about 3 Hippos that fell off before Zane was able to come in and clean him up.
Give me, if you give both Brody and Zane a shot at him, pretty good chance one of them is going to bring him down.
I would think so.
2nd down and 10.
I would take our chances with just about any one of those front 6, front 7 guys that we've got.
No kidding. Third receiver's left side for Martinez. Straight drop. He's got time. Now he's getting some pressure, and he's sacked at the 20-yard line. Braylon Sugg and Junior
Torres. Boy, let's give that credit to the coverage. I mean, I'm looking downfield, and there is nobody open. We've got every single one of those receivers just blanketed, and we're getting man coverage. I mean, it's not like we're just in a zone kind of, and then they're in the wrong spots. We are running with them and making every move they're making, and, boy, just making life tough. Watch the screen pass here on 3rd and long. You don't want to give up something stupid.
3rd down and 18. This is where you don't want to get beat deep.
Well, don't get a pass interference.
Little draw play to Anderson, cuts it back inside to the 30, or the 25, but well played by the Hippos. Wow. Thank you for handing that off, because I think I feel a whole lot better with them. Yes. I'd be a whole lot nervous as he was back there just launching one. So good job by the Hippo defense, 3 and out for the Warriors. Hippo should get pretty good field position. Gary Choice stands at his own 40-yard line. 7:25 to go in the third quarter. Hutto leads at 20-14. Yeah, don't make one of those critical mistakes. Yeah, at the time, not the rugby, just a straight kick.
Watch out.
Yeah, don't get hit by that. Bounces, takes a Westwood Warrior roll all the way down to the 30-yard line where it's killed. So that's where Hutto will take over. That's a big time punt right there, because
that is kind of flipped the field a little bit.
I mean, you got your return man standing at the 40, and you're thinking you're going to get at least the 40, if not better, and kicked it a little sideways where the return guy couldn't get it, and took a favorable roll. So Hippos will start 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Started their last one at their own 22. That worked out. 7:04 to go.
Long time, a lot of time still left, but Hippos can get a score here. That is going to go a long way into deciding this one.
Single receiver on each side. Handoff up the middle, 30, 35. Pushing forward across the 40, L.J. Martin spins it up to the 44-yard line. Well, he ran it like Kyron Miller that time.
Boy, it's just like every time he's in, he is so explosive. And maybe we're trying to save his legs. I don't know. But, man, I wouldn't want to run very many plays without him in the offense.
It's just such a different look from Kyron also. The speed versus the power. Grayson trying to set up a screen pass. Well played by the Warrior defense.
What was that? Was that Zane?
Zane Bolding catches the little screen. Still picked up positive yards. Zane still has a long way to go to match his best offensive play ever, though. That was last year when he was tackled at the 1-yard line after about a 70-yard run. 2nd down and 7 for the Hippos at the 47-yard line. There's Kyron Miller back in, so now they get the dose of the power again. Brought down at the 49, only picked up 2.
It seemed like he fell forward to about
so as well.
2 yards past that. Must have
I
had a
thought
knee
the
down.
same.
Number 8.
So it's going to be a third and middle situation for the Hippos. They need 5.
Yeah.
Need that 46-yard line and Warrior into the field. 5:45 to go in the third quarter, leading 20-14.
Might try to swing this one out to put it in the hands of Jay Lambert. Actually, no. Putting Kyron on the left. Grayson's going to roll out, I think, and try to find that corner out.
Going in motion to Jay Lambert from left to right. Grayson, no, a straight drop. Quarterback draw. Oh, he has plenty of time to run, but he passes it instead. It's complete at the 30-yard line to Sean Davis.
Nope, it was Gary Choice.
Gary Choice down to the 25. I thought Grayson was going to tuck it and run.
Well, it
He
sure
had a
looked like it. It was
lot
like
of room.
almost like a play action quarterback draw, and then he stepped up through the last minute. Had Gary
Found
wide
Gary,
open.
1st and 10 at the 25. Hippos going quickly. Grayson looking over the middle. He's got 15 down to the 10. Was that Brody?
No,
or
that was Carson.
Forrest. Carson Forrest reached out, made a nice catch. All hands right there.
Well, Grayson's dealing right now, too. He is hot, and he is confident, and he's putting these balls exactly where they need to be across the middle. Like you mentioned earlier, that really opens up the rest of the field.
1st and 10 for the Hippos, or 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. I thought the Hippos were going to run fast there, but they brought in a different package.
Well, this
Brody
is what they ran earlier when
and
they faded Sean up in the corner. I wonder if
Zane
they're going to run it
Boulding
again.
as a little blocking back. Kyron Miller in the backfield. Handoff goes to him, and he's got nowhere to go. Penetration by that Warrior defense, and I'm not sure exactly what that play was designed to do.
Well, we
But
lined
it
up in the
didn't do.
same formation we ran on that touchdown earlier where we sucked everyone in and had Sean one-on-one. You almost wonder if maybe they're trying to set
that
something up. Yeah, maybe at some point he's going to fake that fade route and try to pop inside after a play action, get those safeties sucked up and have no help in the middle.
Well, you figure if they could have been 1st and goal at about the 5 instead of the 9, we would have probably seen that Brody Bueno Wildcat package.
Oh, he was in. He's in right now,
Set
just
it up
at tight
again,
end.
kind of as a tight end on the left side. Kyron Miller, Zane Boulding at that blocking back again. Fakes a handoff, rolling to his right, looking, and just throws that one away. Yeah.
Trying to get a little too cute.
Yeah, it's like, boy, the things that were working, we kind of abandoned. Now you put yourself in a situation where it's 3rd and goal at the 9, and you've got to come away from this with at least a field goal. Field goal would put you up 2 scores, but
you don't
protect the
really
ball
want
down
to.
here.
Yeah. You don't really want to have to rely on a field goal,
no.
obviously, with as we've seen Eduardo doing the kicking so far today. Not really sure what the situation is, but he seems to be the guy today.
Well, and the line hasn't been blocking well on those snaps. Grayson rolling to his left, looking in the end zone. Boy, it's tipped. Ooh. Trying to find Sean Davis in that back left corner. And,
Julian DeBerry got a hand on that and almost picked it off, and actually went through his hands and almost fell into Sean, but after that ball was tipped, they kind of tackled Sean, which is perfectly legal after the
it
ball's
was actually
tipped.
Gary Choice, too. It wasn't Sean in that
Was
left
it?
corner, yeah. So Fernandez will attempt a field goal. It'll be placed at the 18-yard line, be a 28-yard field goal attempt. And once again, the Hippos drive it, and then it just completely stalls. Snap back, hold down. Kick is up,
Got it.
and it is good.
That's big.
3:48 to go in the third quarter. Hippos stretch your lead to 23-14. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
ACDI. Al Clausen Disposal supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Welcome back to Kelly Reeves Stadium. Hippos stretch your lead to 23-14. 3:48 to go in the third quarter.
One big drive there too by the Hippos. Put it up 2 scores, and obviously would have loved a touchdown, but excellent to be able to at least get the field goal out of that. That's a big time drive.
There's that pooch kick. Fair caught. This time at the 35, so Wardo doesn't put it in his normal 29-yard line spot.
Fair catch.
So Westwood will take over 1st and 10 at their 35. Hippos straight leading 23-14, and that you said it. I mean, that field goal that was huge because going up 2 scores. Not that Westwood isn't capable of getting 2 scores and doing it very quickly, but it gives yourself a chance to continue trying to play pressure defense, and if you do happen to get beat, you still have a lead.
Well, you can play a little more free on the defensive end that way.
No receivers left. 3 right. Handoff goes to Anderson, trying to push the middle, and boy, good job by that Hutto interior defensive line. Hold him to a 2-yard gain up to the 37-yard line, and
yeah, just nowhere to run. And again, that's something that we've seen pretty much all year is not a lot of running room inside. Any running success these teams have had has mostly come from that outside. If they're, finding that one cut lane and go.
2nd down and 8. Snap back to Martinez. He's got lots of time. This time rolling to his right. Oh, deflected and almost picked off. Intended for Jang. Tell you what, he had another receiver, looked like number 9, Jaden Weber, that he threw it a little behind him.
I mean, there were probably 6 people in both color jerseys that could have caught that ball. I think maybe both parties are beneficial.
I thought Zane Bolding was going to pick that ball up off the deflection, but it falls to the ground incomplete. So 3rd down and 7. Another big opportunity for the Hippo defense to get a stop.
Yeah, and don't let anybody behind you. Last time on 3rd and long like this, we saw Jang get wide open behind us.
Snap back to Martinez. Heavy pressure by Landon Watson, escapes it, and he finds his man at midfield. That's Jang. Boy, he is the security blanket for R.J. Martinez.
Well, and we didn't get beat deep, but I think he was faking deep, and the last second put on the brakes and came back, and Martinez knew exactly where he was going to be, and as soon as he was able to evade that Landon Watson sack, he put it right on the line.
Landon kind of jumped, and R.J. kind of went around him. So 1st down at midfield for the Warriors. Pressure coming from the outside, picked up by the Warriors. Martinez has some room. Now he throws deep. He has got a man wide open, and he overthrows him at the 5-yard line once again.
Well, that was Jaden Weber, and he wasn't even looking.
Goodness.
He was facing the end zone, and then he did a 360 to try to catch it. But boy, we're just letting these guys get so far behind
them. It's not like they're getting behind them by a yard or 2. They're getting behind them by 10. And I think when they see that quarterback start scrambling, these guys are not keeping their coverage. They're releasing. It's like, you need to stay with those guys. You're not going to do anything 40 yards back. Empty backfield for R.J. Martinez. 2nd down and 10. Blitz look. Zane Bolding trying to come from the left edge. Picked up. He's got a man, Jang. Boy, a little crossing pattern. Nice job by the Hippos to bring him down after an 8-yard gain. But
yeah, that's one that's so hard to defend. He came from that right side, and the 2 receivers at the top of the screen both cleared out. And if you're running man, there's no way the linebacker can run with him in that slot position. And that's an effective play if you can get that going.
It's a good open field tackle by Parkinson. 3rd down and 2 needed. They need the 40. Martinez running to his left, and he's brought down for a loss. Interesting play call by Westwood right there. Looked like that was a straight R.J. Martinez run.
I think it was, and I couldn't tell who it was that bottom. Was that Theo Anderson that came in from that safety position to suck him back inside? And I think Jalen Parkinson was there to clean it up. Boy, talk about a
big kind of down right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge.
4th and 3 at the 43, need the 40.
Don't jump offside.
2 receivers right, single receiver left. Anderson in the backfield, put a man in motion. That's Jang going from left to right. Rolling to his right, and he's got Jang. He's got the 1st down and more. Maces a couple of tackles at the 30, and all the way inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. I tell you, you almost have to just put a spy on Jang.
Yeah, you do. Or not cover anybody else on 3rd down. You know where it's going.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 27-yard line, moving the ball effectively with 1:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. Hippos leading 23-14. Empty backfield again for Martinez. Straight drop. Lots of time. Throwing. It is, intended for his back. Anderson on that right sideline. Threw it just a little wide. Anderson couldn't haul it in.
A little wide, and that's something you probably don't don't practice as often as you do with those receivers. Obviously, Anderson being the main tailback, he's not running those stop routes as often, and just the timing off just slightly.
So second out and 10 for the Warriors. 56 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jang goes in motion from right to left. Trying to set up a little screen pass. The 25 diving forward to the 23-yard line. Number 8, Tomas Henry. First time we called his name. So third down and 5 yards needed for the Warriors. 35 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Got a lot of hands on hips with that Hippo defense. They are tired. They got to bear down and hang tight with this drive, or at least one more play and get to the end of the quarter and catch your breath a little bit.
If you could get them to stall this one out like they did right before halftime, that would do wonders for your chances to win this game. Brody Bueno with a blitz look. Plenty of time to throw, and wide open Anderson out of the backfield, brought down at the 16, 15-yard line where they're going to mark it.
Well, killing us with those short routes. They're going to get the first down. Just killing us with those short passing routes, and those are just hard to stop, especially when you've been getting beat deep all day. You're wanting to keep everything in front of you and get some distance.
Well, that play ends the third quarter. That was a fast quarter. The Hippos were able to put 2 scores on the board and grab a 23-14 lead as we head to the fourth. Westwood will have the ball, 1st and 10 at the Hippo 15-yard line. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
ACDI, Al Clausen Disposal supports the Hippo Nation. ACDI is a locally owned family company that specializes in solid waste services, including residential, recycling, commercial, and roll-off. Al Clausen Disposal has grown into a top 100 ranked corporation. Their mission is simple. They're committed to providing safe, reliable, and environmentally sound waste solutions at cost-effective rates while embracing new ideas to reduce the carbon footprint. Al Clausen Disposal, your local choice for all your collection and disposal needs. ACDI says go Hippos!
Set to start the fourth quarter here at Kelly Reeves Stadium in Round Rock. Hippos lead at 23-14 over the Westwood Warriors, a game between 2 very evenly matched teams and 2 teams both fighting for that last playoff spot in 25-6A. And I'll tell you, last time the Warriors were driving to end a quarter, it was the end of the first quarter, and the very first play, I believe is the very first play of the second quarter, Braylon Suggs stepped in front of an R.J. Martinez pass and picked it off. So be nice to see that again.
Yeah, that'd be huge. That would be huge.
So 1st and 10 at the 15. Hippo defense has done a really good job this ball game against the Warrior offense. Warrior offense that comes in averaging about 26 points a game, and we've held them to 14 through 3 quarters. But they are knocking on the door right here, and if the Hippos can put them in a situation where they maybe have to try a field goal or go for it on a 4th down, then that would be ideal.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's the way it's setting up. You know, obviously they would love touchdowns, but they do need a field goal and a touchdown. You wonder if at one point they might try their first field goal of the year if it comes to it.
Martinez fakes a handoff. He's got a man. Oh, no. He was held up. He thought he had a man trying to break free into the end zone, but I guess that was intended for Chase Griffin.
Yeah, I think that was an intentional throwaway there. Smart play. One of those where you've got one receiver and he's either open or they just say throw it out of the back of the end zone, and that's exactly what he did there.
We do not want to call Chase Griffin scoring a touchdown again for Westwood. He's already scored 1, and that's a name that should be all favorable, Hutto, not against. 3 receivers right, single receiver left. Put a man in motion. That's Griffin going from right to left. Low snap. Martinez picks it up, has pressure, throwing to that right corner, and he had to get rid of it a little too soon before Jang made his cut.
Yeah, they were looking for that corner route, and like you said, Jang, I think he waited a little bit too long before he bent it off, and R.J. Martinez was expecting him to go more close to that front pylon, and Jang had other ideas. He was trying to go long.
So big 3rd down, 3rd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Get a stop here and really make Westwood make a decision.
Boy. We'll probably get to find out a lot about what their fourth down intentions are based off this play call. If they go for the first down, I'm thinking they would have probably kicked it. If they get about half, they're definitely going for it.
Griffin goes in motion again from right to left. Martinez trying to throw that same play they just threw. This one again intended for Jang, and he overthrows it. Jang was looking over his inside shoulder, and Martinez threw it to his outside shoulder.
Yeah, got crossed up a little bit and had really good coverage there by Theo Anderson. There was really only one place he could have put it, and that was outside. And like you said, Jang was looking inside.
Well, when I saw Griffin going in motion again, just like the previous play, I wondered if they were going to go right back to it, and they sure did. And they are going to attempt. This will be their first field goal attempt of the year, assuming that he kicks it. The kicker's number 83, Matthew Jack. 0 for 0 on field goal attempts this year. Snap back, held, kick up, and it is good. Well, not sure why they haven't kicked any before that based on the look of that one. 11:42 to go in the ball game. It's Hutto 23, Westwood now 17. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
Hutto Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
Coming into this ball game, 7 games in, Westwood Warriors had not attempted a field goal. They just attempt their very first one with 11:42 to go in the ball game, and their kicker, Matthew Jack, puts it through from 32 yards out to cut the Hippo lead to 6, 23-17. And
I guess the lack of field goals is just all based off of not needing to kick them, because obviously they have the capability of kicking them.
Yeah, he put that one right through. So that 6-point lead, all because of one missed blocked extra point earlier, and we said it could come down to kicking, and boy, that looms big right now.
Well, fortunately, we're on the right side of the score right now, but
a very good point. Hippo's going to fair catch the kick at the 23-yard line.
Hey, as long as we keep scoring, it doesn't matter. It's only when if we don't score, that's when it could come into play. But if we can keep putting points on the board, then we can go score with them.
Absolutely. So Hutto will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25. 11:42 to go in the ball game. They lead it 23-17. And yeah, you're exactly right. If you can drive down and get a score here, but at the same time, you don't want to start putting too much pressure on your offense.
No, and you definitely don't want to get conservative right now. There's still way too much time. Just run your offense as you have been.
Empty backfield for Doggett. Straight drop. Heavy pressure. Setting up a screen. He's got Jay Lambert at the 25 to the 30. Breaks free. 35, 40, 45.
There we go.
And Jay Lambert is going to take it all of the way for a Hippo touchdown. Boy, talk about answering and staying 2 scores ahead.
No
Little
kidding.
screen pass. Jay Lambert broke a couple of tackles, and once he hit open field, there was not a Westwood Warrior that was going to catch him.
Well, it looked like an innocent screen pass, and he was just weaving his way. He had a great blocking setup from all of his linemen, and boy, just found that crease. And like you said, once he was gone, he was gone. Looks like Hippos are going to line up and maybe go for 2 here and see if we can negate that blocked extra point from earlier.
Yeah, it's probably the chart probably says to do that here.
The analytics.
Yep. So 29-17, and the Hippos will go for 2. Not setting up with Brody Bueno, though, in that Wildcat. Grayson steps forward. No, direct snap. No, runner reverse. Oh, Jay, keep it. Trying to run. Jay, run it. Throws it to Sean Davis instead. It's caught for the 2-point conversion. Why did he not just run it?
Well, I'm not sure he could have gotten to the corner, actually. I think they had him beat to the corner. That was it. I thought they were lined up like with that Philly special that the Eagles ran in the Super Bowl a few years ago, where quarterback steps up, Grayson stepped up, acted like he was checking the play, and was direct snap to Jay. Instead of running to the right, direct snap to, actually, I don't know who that was in the backfield, but instead of running right, they then ran the reverse.
It was Chiron.
Yeah. It was Chiron.
Then they run a little reverse to Lambert. And I thought Lambert was just going to keep it and running into that front corner. It looked like he had the angle, but he said, "Here, watch the replay." Instead, he throws it. He had
did.
Yeah. Anyway, nice.
Was
nice
he
throw.
throw that left-handed?
He did. I don't know if
left-handed?
Jay's left-handed or not. Is he left-handed? 2-point conversion. Is he left-handed? Yeah. Andy McClain, our offensive coordinator in the booth next door, we asked him if he's left-handed. He said he is.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there. It was a fun little play.
That was a sweet
Well,
play.
and that's probably something that they've had in the bag for weeks and weeks. And, these coaches have so many of these 2-point conversions that they say for these special opportunities. And, boy, that's
bring them out when you
when you want to use it right
on
there.
The line.
Absolutely.
So 2-point conversion. Now the Hippos are up 14, 31-17. Gordo Fernandez with that high kick. Fair caught at the 30. That's where Westwood will set up. Well, and that's just now you start putting some pressure on the Westwood offense. Still 11:25 is a lot of time left when you're playing an offense like this one, but
it is, but I'd rather be in our position than theirs.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a big score. So 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 30-yard line, their own end of the field.
Well, and now, again, there's a lot of time left, but at some point you start to put Westwood in kind of must-pass or pass-first situations, and then you can pin your ears back even more, not have to worry about clogging that run at all.
Somebody jump in front of a pass. Snap back, setting up a little screen to chase Griffin. Across the 35 up to the 37. Okay, so I mentioned earlier in the game that they were 0 for 0, hadn't kicked a field goal all year, or let alone made one. They also haven't fumbled the entire season. So maybe we can break 2 things in one game.
Be a good time.
2nd and 2 at the 38-yard line. Empty backfield for Martinez. 2 receivers left. 3 right. Blitz look. Zane Bolding trying to come from the outside. Heavy pressure, and Landon Watson brings him down. And again, a coverage sack, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely.
RJ Martinez just had nobody to throw the ball to, and Landon just kept fighting through his blocker and reached out with that paw and brings him down for a loss back to the 30-yard line, the original line of scrimmage.
And not only does he have nobody to throw to, but we're doing an excellent job not getting too far up the field and just kind of collapsing the pocket, not giving R.J. Martinez any chance to scramble around and make things happen with his legs. And, boy, what a huge sack there on forced 3rd and long, and might be the biggest 3rd down of the year so far.
Watching the replay, the ball really should have been spotted at the 29 or 28. Martinez back to throw. He's got a man, right side, wide open at the 45. Inside the 40 down to the 30-yard line, and that is, guess who, Jang. Just put somebody on Jang. I mean, 3rd down every time he throws to Jang. Just have somebody just shadow Jang everywhere he goes. All the way down to the Hippo 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Wow. Yeah, the defense had a chance to really put them in a bad spot. Martinez rolling to his left. Looking, he's got a man. Chase Griffin, that's going to get a flag.
I don't know about that.
I feel like that was kind of inadvertent. Joseph Teagle, the pass was behind Griffin on the left sideline, and Joseph Teagle kind of ran into him after the play, but I feel like that was just kind of an inadvertent run into.
Well, and it's tough as a defender because you're not sure if the receiver's going to catch the ball, what the situation really is. You're watching him, not the ball, and you don't know that ball's 5 yards away from him.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 3 in the defense.
Yeah, I don't like that call. It's almost like if a guy hits a guy after a ball's gone, football's a fast game. Things are moving really quick, and you can't just always stop instantly on a dime.
The rules makers and the referees beg to differ.
Well, some of those people probably never played football.
Exactly. That's my point. Well, big swing there, going from third and long on their territory to 1st and 10 at the 20, and now knocking on the door with still 10 minutes left to go.
Yep, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 3 receivers right. Hippos jump off sides and get back. Tell you, they've had couple of stops down deep. If they can get another one, no snap, picked up and moving forward to about the 18-yard line. 2 times they've had a couple of times a low snap that Martinez is able to just pick up and still do what he needs to do. He's very reactionary.
Yeah,
he
is.
He's had that one snap that bounced off of him and bounced straight back up, and he still got the pass away.
He's a veteran. He's done this before as a senior.
2nd down and 8 at the 18-yard line. Jang goes in motion from right to left. Handoff goes to Anderson. He's hit hard as he hits the hole, and Hippos slam him back at the 20-yard line. I'm just guessing based on that slam that Braylon Sugg was involved.
He's good for one a game. He hadn't had one yet. Usually it's a little more in the open, a little more obvious than that. Maybe there still will be.
I still think he might be in the WWE someday. Take the Undertaker's place. I saw the Undertaker just retired.
Seems like he's retired
Austin
4
guy.
times.
Yeah, probably. 3rd down and 8 from the 18-yard line. Empty backfield for Martinez. 3 receivers right. Blitz look. Pressure coming. He's got time. Gets it away to Jang. Of course, breaks a tackle and gets it down to the 12-yard line. Well, still going to be 4th down, but it's going to be 4th and 2. So Jang, with the extra effort to break that tackle, is going to at least give him a chance for a little better 4th down.
Yeah,
play.
that was a really good play by Jang. Braylon was running with him on that crossing route and actually had him wrapped up, but he was able to kind of duck underneath that tackle, and that's something we don't see very often as guys get away from.
I think it was Braylon Sugg that he was able to duck underneath. And, yeah, if Sugg could have wrapped him up there, it would have set up about a 4th and probably 6. Instead, it's going to be 4th and 2 with 8:07 to go. And a little bit of a pause in the action right here. Biggest 4th down play of the season right here for the Hippo defense. Hippos leading 31-17 with 8:07 to go in the game. And I tell you, if you can get a stop here on this 4th down and then let your offense milk some clock, then
you feel good about your chances at that point. But
hey, give your headset to Landry for just a second. Landry, your grandmother in Wichita Falls wants you to say hi, so she just wants to hear your voice. So go ahead. No, you have to put that microphone closer to your mouth.
Is that good right there?
Yep.
Hey there, Graham.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Wish we could see you.
And you love her.
I love you, Graham.
Okay. There you go. You made her day. All right. So
you'll get that in an Alabama game.
Yeah, no kidding. So after that brief pause, it's going to be 4th down and 2 at the 12-yard line. The Warriors need the 10. Anderson in the backfield. 3 receivers left. Snap back to Martinez. Handoff goes to Anderson. He pushes forward, stumbles across the 5 down to the 2. Well, kind of surprised that they went with the
I was
the
just
handoff,
about to say that's the first time that we've seen them on a big play opportunity go with the handoff instead of the pass.
1st and goal. Handoff to Anderson again, and this time he drags a defender into the end zone for the Westwood touchdown with 7:37 to go in the ball game. So PAT away from cutting the lead in half. Well, nice drive by the Warriors. Big play was that Jang long pass on 3rd and long. On the
of
right
course.
Side. Yeah. He has bailed them out a number of times. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 7:37 to go in the ball game. It's now Hutto 31, Westwood 24. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
The Hutto Family YMCA, proud to partner with Hutto ISD. The Hutto Family YMCA is a center for fitness, family, and community. They provide Hutto residents with a state-of-the-art facility for programs and events that focus on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. The YMCA works with Hutto ISD to provide an after-school program and other events such as Friday Night Live for middle school students. Check out the Hutto Y or call 512-846-2360. The Hutto Family YMCA. Strength from within.
School District School Property.
7:37 to go in the ball game, or at least in regulation time. Hippos leading 31-24 over the Westwood Warriors. After that big drive by Westwood, 70-yard drive capped off with the Anderson 2-yard touchdown run. And again, the big play on that one was a 3rd and long situation that the Warriors converted to with a long pass play to Jang. Watch for that onside kick.
Well,
Brad
and watch
talked
the
about it.
sun here. Look at our guys. They're all shielding their faces, fortunately.
He was set up to kick to the right side and switches his kick over to the left side instead.
Well, and I think they should have gone right side.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause of
look
that
at our
sun.
guys. They're
I
all
agree with
sitting
you.
there shielding their face, and if he kicks that in the right spot, that's a tough catch.
So Hippos will take it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. 7:37 to go. Hippos leading by 7, and tell you, you had your chance right there to maybe almost put the nail in the coffin.
You did, but now it's the offense's chance, and they can kind of put the nail in the coffin by themselves.
Tell you, a sustained drive would be nice.
Yeah, or a score. I'd take a
Sustained drive for a score.
Take a one-play score.
And off to Kyron Miller. Carries it up to the 30 or 29-yard line. Pick up a 4 yards.
Yeah,
Pick up 4 yards every single play, and you'll be fine.
Yep. You just got to make sure you hold on to that football, too. I mean, the last thing you want to do right now is get a turnover and give them good field position to potentially go in and tie this football game.
7:10 to go in the ball game. 2nd down and 6. Hand off to Kyron Miller. A little bit of running room across the 35-40. Cuts back inside to the 45. Midfield, 45. Down inside Westwood territory at the 43-yard line.
Boy, now
that was a nice little,
that was a
little hop
weaving,
step.
and he looked good there. That was a confident run. Now you can really kind of slow this down and take your time.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough thing, though. You don't want to get out of tempo, but at the same time, you don't want to
no, but that's what we kind of do, right? Is we
Right.
get there and we fake the snap, check, and then we go. You can go with about 10, 15 seconds left. That doesn't kill too much tempo.
1st and 10, snap back, trying to swing a pass to Jay Lambert, and Grayson throws that one a little too high.
That's
Well,
what you
bad
can't
thing is
do,
that
though, to
kills
keep
the
the
clock.
You're going to kill clock. You can't do it on incompletions. In case you didn't know.
Thanks. So 2nd down and 10, 6:30 to go in the ball game. Probably going to be a Kyron Miller handoff right here. 3 receivers left side, single receiver right.
4 men in the box.
Grayson running that little option. Pitches to Kyron. He's got it at the 40. Stiff arms a man down there. They're going to mark him out at the 39. So pick up about 4 yards on the play. Not bad. Grayson is able to get that ball away with a man draped all over him.
That's a dangerous play call, though. Obviously, we've seen them have some issues with the pitch, not only today but earlier this year. And it was a good job there by Grayson to get it out last second. Good job by Kyron to secure the catch and gain 4 yards at least.
3rd down and 6. Ball at the 39-yard line. 6:20 to go. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Kyron Miller in the back of Grayson now sets up, moves from right side to left side.
Jay
Clock
Lambert
continues.
time.
Snap back. Grayson looking over the middle. He's got a man at the 25. L.J. Martin. Let's go with L.J. Martin time.
Yeah. Hey, let's just go with 1st down time. And again, now with that 1st down, you can bring this clock all the way down to close to 4 minutes if you just take a little break. You could milk this all the way close to 4 minutes, and that's a kind of an unfortunate injury timeout there because
Hippos
stops
have
the
it.
clock.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 24. I don't know. You know, I agree. At the same time, you can go over and kind of calm guys and say, here's what we want to do. Here's our plan. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Coach Van. He's listening in. He was very complimentary of our broadcast, but he didn't get to listen, obviously. He's usually coaching, but he's tuned in and checking out the Hippos. And
It's one of the benefits of playing Wednesday afternoon.
yes, it is.
Prime time.
He and Lisa are great friends and great people. Have a happy Thanksgiving, Steve, you and Lisa and the boys. So after that brief timeout, inside of 6 minutes now, 5:55 to go in the ball game. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Handoff to Miller across the 25-20. Barrels forward to the 19-yard line.
He looks like a different runner today.
He really does. He's he seems to be running, like you've said, a little more north and south, not so much starting middle than bouncing outside.
Well, and he's confident and he's lowering the shoulder. He's not relying on that stiff arm. He's making a decision and he's going. You know, and I don't know if that's just come from time throughout the season or if he's really been coached up on that or what. But it's a night and day difference.
So Hippo's letting that play clock run. Kyron Miller. That time, as soon as we say that, he goes up the middle and then bounces it outside. Although,
yeah, well, to be fair, he didn't have a lot of running room there.
He actually was able to find a little bit, bouncing it outside. So down to the 17-yard line. Going to be 3rd down, 3 yards needed. Well, I think you don't want to be in a hurry to snap this. Let that play clock go as far down as you can. 4:50 to go in the ball game. Play clock still has 20 seconds left on it. This is a big 3rd down right here. Really want to avoid the field goal.
Yeah,
L.J. Martin goes in motion. Well, and he fumbles the ball, picks it up, scoots forward to the 20 at the 15, still pushing forward, fighting for that 1st down. It's going to be a yard short. Needed the 14. He's tackled at the 15. That was a fortuitous bounce.
No kidding. And a good job there by LJ to kind of make something out of nothing and get some positive yards. That could have been a disastrous play. Not only a loss of yardage potentially put us out of field goal range, but if he fumbles that and doesn't get that back and Westwood gets it with
it's 4th down and 1 at the 15. They need the 14.
Take this play clock down and call timeout.
I think they probably will. And you just wonder, are they going to let Fernandez try the field goal, or are you going to go for it?
They're going to go for it.
It would be a 32-yard field goal.
I think you put Brody in, you put Landon in, you put Braylon in.
You run that Wildcat and let Brody just carry it. And they do call a timeout with 3:49 to go in the ball game. Hippos leading 31-24. They'll have a 4th down and 1 at the 15. Yeah, I mean, I think this is the perfect spot where you run that Brody Bueno.
Well, yeah, you send someone like Jay or LJ, and you put them in motion. You get things moving a little bit, open up a little bit of a hole, and then, like you said, just say, hey, Brody, we need a 1 yard.
Well. And you know if Brody's back there and takes a snap, there's
he's not giving the ball
97% chance that he's going to carry it.
Well, what did he tell us? 82, and then since then he hasn't given it once. So if his is correct, that means he's going to give it up at some point soon. He's got to average out. But no, I don't think there's any question who's getting the ball here or who should get the ball here. And
you know the Warriors have probably scouted that play.
So I mean, you could get bold here and maybe try. You know, we've seen some teams go with that fake quarterback power, that old Tim Tebow, where you fake it up the middle, you fake running up the middle, and you slip a tight end and right over the top of some of those linebackers.
And
I'm not sure if you try that.
Brody.
Well,
they're setting up for a field goal.
Wow.
Well, I'll be. Well, it's not the wrong call. Fernandez obviously has the leg.
He was making these halftime and during the day.
So 22, it'll be a 32-yard field goal attempt for Eduardo Fernandez with 3:49 to go in the ball game. Hippos leading by 7. And the Hippos, I think, are able to draw.
No, they got
Westwood
a timeout.
calls a timeout. You know what?
I think they were trying to draw them offside.
I think they were trying to draw them offside.
Yep.
Because you saw they were none of their linemen were set, and then they went with that quick set.
And I think that's exactly why the Warriors called timeout, is their coach saw that that's what they were doing, and fortunate that he got that because they did jump, although we didn't snap it, so it wouldn't have mattered. But
well, that's a veteran coach, Anthony Wood, who's been with this Westwood program for many years.
Now we're bringing the offense back out, which I think was probably the plan all along.
But is it going to be the regular offense, or is it going to be the Brody Bueno Wildcat offense?
Well, Grayson's out there in the huddle. We'll see. They might send both of them out. I don't know. I have a hard time thinking this is going to anybody but Brody. But, you know, we've got a lot of playmakers, and Kyron's been running it well, and we've been blocking well. We've had success on the outside.
Yeah, I know that Wildcat package with Brody I don't think there's been a time this year that has gone for negative yards.
No.
So here they go.
Yeah, and here comes Brody.
Scrap the field goal. Brody does come in that Wildcat.
With Braylon and Landon on that right side. Brody's running around this right side, no question.
Kyron Miller.
Yep.
goes
and
in
he's gonna
motion.
Get a lead block. Yeah.
And off to Brody. He's got the 15,
There we
10,
go.
5. Brody Bueno, touchdown.
Number 10.
There's a couple of Westwood Warriors that just got buried that are still in the middle of the field. Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was there was no question, like you said, who was going to carry the ball. It's just a matter of where he was going to go.
it was
with
no question of where he was going either. We had Braylon, we had Landon. They put Chiron on that right side, some in motion. He had 650 pounds of blocking ahead of him, and boy, he wasn't even touched. He didn't even need to be big.
Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 3:43 to go in the ball game. Hippos stretch it back to 14, 38 to 24. You're listening to Hutto Hippo football on SHN Sports.
Is a longtime supporter of Hutto ISD. Earn cash back and support Hippo Nation with the student-designed A-plus FCU Hutto ISD Hippo debit card. When you use your Hippo debit card, you and Hutto ISD both earn up to 10 cents with every purchase. Hutto ISD has received over $71,000 in cash back from A-plus FCU members since August 2016. Stop by the Hutto branch on Ed Schmidt Boulevard to get your card and start earning today. Membership required, insured by NCUA.
.324 or 3:43, sorry, to go in the ball game. Hippos now lead it 38 to 24, and trying to live to play another day. They will play Monday night, the rare high school Monday night football game against Cedar Ridge, and as long as they can hang on to this one, that game will be for that fourth playoff spot. It's a high pooch kick by Fernandez. Fair caught at the 32-yard line where Westwood will set up.
Well, talk to Eduardo, see if he can hit a pitching wedge like he can kick a football.
There you go. Need to recruit him to come play golf for you. As we were talking during the timeout, loved the little chess game between Brad and Coach Wood there of, bringing the field goal team out, probably with no intention to kick it, trying to draw them off sides, but Wood recognizing that, calling a timeout, and then rolling our offense back out there on that 4th and 1 and running the play that everybody knew they were going to run. It's just a matter of where he's going to go with that, right? Is Brody going to trach it wide, or is he going to go up the middle? So he found the middle.
He picked the right direction.
Interesting look right here by the offense for Westwood. Everybody's tight, empty backfield. Martinez looking to throw deep. Heavy pressure being chased by Landon. Escapes that. Now he's got a lot more pressure.
Oh, my goodness.
And he finds a man. Wow, somehow at the 41-yard line. Well, that play took forever.
It took forever, and what a cannon of a throw, too, by R.J. Martinez.
All the way across the field, and Jaden Weber brought it in at the 41-yard line. Pick up of 8 yards.
All of that for 8 yards. And
still,
again, what a good job of escaping by R.J. Martinez. Landon Watson in his face again, spins out of it, and is able to kind of run around and then deliver a dart about 45 yards across the field.
3:05 to play. Snap back to Martinez. He's got all day this time, looking deep over the middle. He's got a man. Guess who? Jang at the 40. Breaks a tackle, 35-30, and he's going to actually score. Jang takes this one all the way into the end zone for the Westwood touchdown with 2:51 to go. The absolute last thing you can do if you're the Hippo defense is give up the quick score to the Warriors there. And the Hippos they just whiffed on some tackles.
Yeah, 2 missed tackles, and Jang came from that right or that left side slot and just kind of finding his way through our linebackers and found that opening. Good ball there by Martinez, and then Jang does all the work after the catch. And this thing is far from over. They got 2 timeouts left with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, that was way too easy and way too quick for Westwood with 2:51 to go. And this PAT will cut it in half again.
They're missing a.
Jang has just been a thorn in the Hippos' side.
So probably is not going to affect anything, but
it's going to scoot that PAT back 5 yards.
Was that Wade Youngblood was a little late getting out there, and so
to his defense, he probably wasn't expecting that quick of a score.
Right. So it'll make this a 25-yard extra point instead of 20 yards. Well, like I said, he's definitely going to make this, so it's not going to matter.
I've already written it down. Snap back, hold down. Kick is up,
Nah.
and it's good. Our
It didn't
double
work.
our double
We
negative
tried.
has turned into a positive. 2:51 to go in the ball game. Now it's Hutto 38, Westwood 31. You're listening to Hutto Hippo Football on SHN Sports.
With the snap.
Hutto Family Eye Care has partnered with Hutto ISD for almost 10 years. Hutto Family Eye Care has been the leader and preferred provider of quality vision care products and personalized service to patients in Hutto. Their doctors use only the most advanced, state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. Give your vision the level of care and attention it deserves. Hutto Family Eye Care on Exchange Boulevard, across the street from the post office.
Well, this one, both teams refuse to die. 2:51 to go in the ball game. Westwood strikes very quickly after Hippos scored with 3:43 to go, up 38-24 in basically less than a minute. The Hippos let Jang get free for a 59-yard touchdown to make it 38-31 with 2:51 to go.
Yeah, and I mean, you can let them score there. You just don't want to let them score that quickly. It's you're gonna play conservative. That's kind of what happens, and let them kind of dink and dunk and take a few minutes at least to get down there, not 45 seconds.
And here's where you wonder, will they try an onside kick? He's teeing it up like he's going to try an onside kick.
He's going to pooch it, I think.
I think they've got all three timeouts left and plenty of time. He does go onside kick. It's fielded by the Hippos and then fumbled and picked up by Westwood. Wow.
I couldn't tell who that was that came in and had it.
Whoever it was for the Hippos, number 40, Spencer Shope.
Yeah, he had it in his hands and was kind of running with it.
He was going to run, break free,
but then he got it swatted away. Well, here we go.
So Westwood comes up with it.
Well, at least now you're very thankful now you got that 2-point conversion earlier to make it a 7-point game at the least. You almost.
So Westwood will have it 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Well, I think Shope, he had that in his hands, and he probably saw an opportunity to run, and Westwood guy just reached out and just knocked it out of his hands before he could tuck it away. Snap back to Martinez. He's got all day to throw it. Now he's got a little bit of room to run. At the 45, he's going to be brought down there, across the 45 to the 46. So good job by the Hippo defenders with 2:35 to go, clock ticking.
Yeah, Zane did a good job of spying on him. That's the first time that we've seen R.J. Martinez scramble for any sort of positive yardage. And
somebody needs to spy on Jang.
Or cover him.
That's kind of what I mean. 2:15 to go. 2nd down and 7. Plenty of time for Westwood, all 3 timeouts. Martinez, heavy pressure. He's brought down at the 35-yard line.
Junior Torres, Landon Watson.
And Landon Watson.
Well, he was looking for Jang. He had him on that right side trying to run that little shallow crossing route like they've had so much success on that this whole second half. And Zane Bolding stepped up and actually stopped him in his tracks and put a good little lick on him. And, boy, that was big time because he wasn't looking anywhere else. And next thing he knew, he was on the ground.
So the Warriors used their first timeout with 2:03 to go in the ball game. Going to be a 3rd down and 18 needed after the timeout. They need the Hippo 47-yard line for the first.
Well, and the thing about that sack here is depending on what happens here, you might have forced them to punt this away. If they get an incompletion or something here and it's 3rd and 20 with 2 minutes left, they still got 2 timeouts. I wouldn't put it past them. Although, did they just use a timeout here?
They just used one. So they have 2 left.
No, they have 1 left. They called one earlier on our
oh, that's right. They haven't changed the
the
scoreboard. That's right. They do just.
So that actually changes everything. It's probably 4-down territory no matter what, I think.
Oh, so go back to that onside kick, and one of the little pregame conversations we had with Brad that wouldn't play on our player. Brad actually talked about them onside kicking and how Coach Wood seems to do that often. Well, both crowds getting into this one. 3rd down, 18 yards needed. Season on the line for both these teams. Hippo lead it 38-31 with 2:03 to go. 3 receivers right, single receiver left.
You know where this one's
Anderson
going.
in the backfield. I'm sure he's looking for Jang. He fires it to Jang, but well covered this time by the Hippos. Bury him at the 35-yard line. They're getting forward progress to the 37. Joseph Teagle in on the stop.
Yeah, and Jose Pena out there. I mean, they were just spying. Jang wasn't really trying to get open. He was more of the safety valve, and
didn't go
we had
downfield
good
that
coverage
time.
everywhere else. And it's kind of, I guess, just R.J. Martinez's instinct just to find number 10, and he did for 2 yards.
Clock
we'll take
rolls.
that.
Minute 30 to go,
Absolutely.
not using that last time out. It's 4th down and 16 yards needed. You
Well,
can't get
this
beat
is your
deep
ball
right
game here.
Yep. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Anderson in the backfield. You figure they have something up their sleeve probably on this one. Anderson goes in motion. Look for that wheel route. Martinez, straight drop, looking deep. Heavy
Get
pressure, and he's sacked! Hippos bring him down at the 30. Landon Watson seals the deal for the Hippos with 1:09 left.
Boy, what a – I mean, just the epitome of this whole game, right? That's great coverage down the field and give Landon time to get home. And, boy, I tell you what, Junior Torres has done such a good job in that middle of clogging it up, not letting R.J. Martinez escape left or right and just closing that pocket in. And, boy, like you said, they ran that wheel route just like you said, and he was trying to find it. And
yeah, he pumped it one time.
Well, and we've seen
but
that
just
multiple
didn't feel-
times too. And Anthony Martinez did a great job of sticking with it and passing his man off in that zone. And
Yeah, he pumped it one time and didn't feel comfortable letting it go. So victory formation for Grayson Doggett. This is what you love. Snap, knee. You're happy to lose 5 yards on that play.
yep.
Clock continues to roll with a minute left.
Well,
Only
and this
one
is gonna,
timeout left for Westwood.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like they're going to use it. And this is gonna set up for some pretty good excitement on Monday, huh?
It
Boy,
is.
if we get anything like this, we'll be in for a treat.
It's supposed to be chilly. I think it's supposed to be a pretty day. I think it's just supposed to be chilly. Not sure about the wind, but boy, it will be fun. One more snap, and we can call this one a done deal. Grayson takes the knee at the 40, and the Hippos are going to survive this one, and they do it. Well, they do it with the defense, but they do it with the offense,
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Offense did what they needed to do. Defense came up with the big plays against a very, very good offensive Westwood Warrior team, R.J. Martinez, and, yeah.
You kind of feel like Hippos maybe found a little bit of a groove, not only on defense, but, boy, on offense. I mean, just had things clicking, and Grayson showed so much confidence today. He was putting balls on the money. Guys were catching footballs, and we need to start playing all of our games here during the day.
Tell you, I feel like Grayson, I think Grayson had his best game of the year.
Absolutely.
I just feel like he was in control of this game the whole time, and, didn't make mistakes. He led that Hippo offense well today, and they mixed it up. They did it throwing, they did it running.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking back, no one person really dominated all the stats or all the offense for us. He did a good job of spreading it around. Obviously, Chiron had a fantastic day. He ran confidently, got the ball, and some new guys. L.J. Martin got him involved and when he needed to be, and of course Sean Davis with 2 huge touchdown catches.
Well, I want to I think I'm going to go talk to Henry Gideon on Monday and see if we can put a halt on redoing our stadium, see if maybe we can just rent this one.
Exactly.
Play our games over here. We like this place and we play well, and need to figure out a way to just play during the day too. Well, that was a big one, and it does set up the random Monday night football game. Hippos will take on Cedar Ridge, and again, in the year of COVID, 2020, just weird things happen, including a Monday night football game at Hutto Memorial Stadium. And, how fitting, too, we've talked about this is the last home game at Hutto Memorial as it exists right now. The big renovation will start as soon as that game's over with. And, boy, you would love to, on your last game at Hutto Memorial as it exists, you would like to get a win and get into the playoffs. And I have to tell you, Ryan, I know the last time the Hippos missed out on the playoffs, and I'm pretty sure the last time their last game of the regular season came down to win or don't get into the playoffs was your senior year.
Yep,
And that
unfortunately.
had an unfortunate ending, so we hope to have a different one Monday night. So obviously there will not be a coach's show Monday night from Rio Grande. There will be a football game.
That'll be a show.
So there will be a show. Hippos will take on a very good Cedar Ridge team, another team that's very prolific offensively. And I think the Hippos showed today, though, they have the defense that can compete with some prolific offenses. And it's nice to see some spark from that Hippo offense, too. Some really good plays, some gutsy play calls at times, some just guys that stepped up and made plays when they had to. Well, our final score from Kelly Reeves Stadium in Round Rock, Hutto 38, Westwood 31. The Hippos moved to 3-3 in district, 4-4 overall. They will play Monday night against Cedar Ridge, and if they win, they will go on and play another day. So get out and support the Hippos if you can Monday night. Want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We don't usually get to call a game the day before Thanksgiving. In fact, we don't ever. We've called some the day after Thanksgiving before in playoffs, but only in 2020 do we call a game the day before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Be safe, and we will see you Monday night at Hutto Memorial Stadium or right here on this link where you can watch the Hippos online.